butt ass.
What is good, chat? How are we doing today? Welcome back to another show. Guys, this saga is basically the gift that keeps on giving. Hold on, let me get that mic out of the way. Okay, chat, we having fun. It's like updates are coming and hitting us out left and right. Some of the shows we have scheduled for, we can't even do them because it's like, damn, a new update has emerged, all right? And in this case, it's going to have to do with Pop the Balloon guy. I think that's who he is now, okay? I think the more we talk about the guy, he slowly becomes a meme on the internet, and I am all for it. I am all for it, hands up. It is what the fuck it is, because that's what you get when you come out here and you just lie all over the place with your inconsistent ass. You need to go back and bake some more, because, dude, you are not ready to be dealing with the real world, yet alone dealing with women, okay? But again, we got new updates, because you guys got to understand. Where we left off was on MTR's response. Now, MTR basically coming to the conclusion after being rebuffed numerous times on the receipt gathering, right? He decided, you know what? Some of the things are being inconsistent, and on top of that, I am facing massive pressure from my audience because this is getting bad. This is getting bad. I'm starting to hold a can of worms here because I insinuated a lot of things. I said a lot of things about the woman involved or the alleged ex involved. I stuck my neck and my channel reputation out for you. If you do not provide evidence that you were fired, well, I'm going to have to back off of this thing, right? So MTR is feeling that pressure. And eventually that came over to a fever pitch when he finally decided to break out his video and said, hey, listen, we were lied to. Unfortunately, it looks like he may have not been fired. He may not even have a job. Look at what he's doing, right? And he ends up turning on MTR, basically stating that MTR turned against them and all the other bullshit, right? That's what he's claiming now. But yeah, it's bad. So now MTR has seceded. He's separated from this whole thing. And, we've all kind of now come to the conclusion that this was all a giant money grab, right? And now here's the thing. Our boy has responded, okay? Aaron Sloan has responded, and he has responded back where he started, actually, chat. He responded back at the podcast. He first unveiled a lot of the stories regarding the show that he was on Pop the Balloon, right? And it seems like MTR was kind of right in how these guys covered the situation because they were very lenient. I mean, the guy, it was just lying through his teeth left and right? And it was crazy. Now, there were a couple parts in the video where They were like, hey, see, this is what a real plumber's uniform looked like. Okay, it's industrial construction plumbing. Okay, what's the name of the company? Did you get fired? It don't matter either way. You got $13,000 locked up in GoFundMe because they are waiting on proof that you got fired by alleged 500 women. If you don't produce the proof, you don't get 13K. All right. So he doesn't seem to get that. It doesn't matter if you don't release the information to us or if you do. Either way, we're going to get that info or you're not getting that money. Period. So you can say it's industrial construction or residential construction or army construction or butt construction. I don't give a fuck what construction it is, my nigga. You need to provide proof to GoFundMe that you actually had a job and you actually got fired, all right, and go from there. And I find this so amusing that even on a podcast you go on where you feel so safe in a nice little space, you still need even do them just the courtesy of providing them just evidence there, sufficient evidence to prove that you got fired, right? They still don't verify it. These guys who are helping you out, who have their platform on the line right now, their reputation on the line while you over here fooling around, you still haven't given them proof of any of this, the main things that matter. So this guy in his live stream response basically is going in on MTR right now in the most hilarious way. And chat, listen, some of that stuff was well-deserved. I'm not going to hold y'all, chat. I mean, it was well-deserved. MTR, he does not do research at all. I mean, you got to understand it. And he even said that. He said the next thing he's got to work on is being more investigative on certain scenarios as moving forward, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. You learn from your mistake, move forward. I mean, at least he acknowledges, unlike some YouTubers, we're still trying to figure out what's going on. It's some of them, it's been years. They still ain't saying shit, right? But again, I'm talking about you, Donnie boy. It's been years, bro. I mean, you got to say something now, bro. But anyways, chat, this is what I'm saying, dude. Like, again, some of the criticism they had in the video for MTR were right. And some of it did seem, maybe I can see how he can feel as though he was backstabbed by MTR. I can see it in some of those parts, right? But ultimately, all this proves is that Aaron is still not getting the message here. You're not doing a whole lot to change images or your favors or how people are going to view this whole scenario, because no matter how much talking you're doing, you're still not providing the concrete evidence people need to just exonerate you, to even just for you to be even get your money. The bare bones proof, the fact that it's been days now and you haven't done that, that's a problem, okay? Because that means either you don't have it or you're stupid. You're stalling for no reason, right? So why don't you prove it? Prove it. Prove it. See, again, you bring up this excuse like people are dumb. Oh well, I'm negotiating. I am negotiating a severance package. You got fired. What the fuck what severance package are you waiting for? Nigga, you need to be looking at unemployment checks. Okay, that's your severance package. You got fired. And if you were doing industrial construction, you were probably likely a contractor or working for a contractor. So again, we're not looking at severance pay here. We're looking at unemployment checks and your last paycheck. Okay, so that's what we're looking at, but that still doesn't matter. What company is it? And how can you prove you got fired? That's it. Listen, no one cares about anything else. If you hadn't done the GoFundMe saying that this whole situation caused you to lose your job, because now you're playing a dangerous game. You're playing on the emotions of stupid people, okay? And now they've given you enough 14 grand. Stupid people gave you that money, and the least you owe them for giving you 14 G's is proof that you got fired. That's it. The fact that you haven't done that yet and these people are still defending you, hey, y'all, brother, sister, how y'all doing? We about to react to your video. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all, doing this follow-up and still giving this clown a platform. But I was steady press this nigga for evidence as much as you can, because I can see this blowing up in all of your faces while y'all sitting there holding dirt. So again, I'm just saying to y'all, it's just be really careful with this one. He's very, very shiesty, bro. And he's got a long career of doing this type of shit. So, again, it's just me. We about to react to the live stream, okay, of him basically responding to MTR chat. But before we do that, we got to go over the most important part of the show. That's you guys, more specifically the YouTube like button. All right, shout out to you guys for being here. And you guys are anywhere in the world right now, but some of you guys are spending today with dukendon, and that means a lot to me. So please do not let your time be wasted and sponsor the show. What does that mean? It's simple. Just hit the like button. Yeah, right below the screen here. And congratulations, you are a YouTube sponsor, okay, for the show. Now, here's the thing, chat. We also have a Discord. I don't promote this shit enough. I gotta work on something for this though. But we got a Discord and a clips channel found in the description box. Okay, so if you want to see shorter clips of stuff related to this, like the MTR interview we had, we're gonna clip that up and put it on the clips channel. So check it out over there. Okay, and then sometimes we just talk about random shit, but go ahead and subscribe to the clips channel. I appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and bring this interview up. This guy just making a complete ass of it.
I want to do a facial. I'm going to go to a licensed esthetician. Right. But before I get her services, I'm going to verify that she does have an active license in that state.
Okay, so
valid if only accompanied by a photo ID. Hey, listen, is there a seal there? I don't see a seal there, because usually, you know, on a like a legitimate license, you should see a seal of the state that licensed you, right? I mean, maybe it's that it's tiny up at the corner there, which I don't know why he's covering that up. Nigga, we know what state you're in right now. So it wouldn't make any sense. Just give us the seal so we can find you. And I don't notice a license number either. I don't know what license this is. I don't know what I'm looking at, but let's continue.
You see what that says?
Journeyman license.
Journeyman. Hello.
What's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy Kites here with my lovely wife. Is just Alex.
What's up, people?
And we are also here once again with the legendary Weapon X, aka Aaron.
What the fuck makes him legendary? All right, see, this is what I mean. Like, starting up this interview does not give me confidence that these guys are gonna be fair or are not gonna be biased in this nigga's situation. What in God's good grace has he done so far on social media that has been legendary, besides making a clown out of himself? What makes him the legendary Weapon X? I don't understand the fucking nut blazing I'm witnessing right now. It doesn't even make any sense. You got your girl with you here too, my dude. What's happening? Just introduce the brother and let's move on with the conversation.
Hey, you just did me a favor by tapping in, man. We're doing a reaction video, and we're going to clear up all the allegations once again, man. Let's get to it.
Yes, sir. So to give you guys context, MTR did an interview with my boy Aaron, and Album Preach had also dropped some stuff that MTR kind of backed out from, and now MTR feels like he's been scammed. The sad reality is they did not give him the benefit of the doubt to provide evidence for what they were claiming. So Aaron's going to watch this video, and whatever legally he can disprove, he gonna disprove right now, right?
And but I'm gonna say this much: please do not have selective hearings. Listen closely and make your analysis based on that.
Right. So we're gonna jump right into it. Also, I already know before we even do this, there's gonna be 50, 60, 70 of you in the comments screaming about, where's the X? Talk to the X. Why is the X not here? Listen, Aaron has already initiated that he would be down to do a one-on-one interview with us moderating it with her. We have reached out to her. We're giving her the appropriate space because at the end of the day, we don't want to force somebody to do something they don't want to do. So Aaron has reached out. We have reached out. If the X wants to do her interview, we will give her the respected space to do so. But do not spam it in here. We already got that covered. We already got y'all. But anyway, that's enough talking. We're going to jump straight into it. So this is the MTR. He dropped a video called "The Balloon Guy Lied to Me." So let's find out. Let's look at it.
A serious update in the story regarding the Pop the Balloon guy. After I asked him to provide receipts to prove that he lost his job, he got mad at me. And I'm going to show you that. Before that, let's get into his GoFundMe. Now, mind you, this GoFundMe is how I came across this story. The Pop the Balloon story is something that happened a couple of weeks ago. What made it viral was him informing people on his Instagram, him uploading this GoFundMe saying that he was fired from his workplace because of 500 people called in because they were mad at the results of the show. They were mad at his demeanor on the show. You can see right here, right in the GoFundMe, it says, I was fired from work today due to these videos. Today was honestly the first time that I cried in a while. Getting my license in plumbing was the biggest life accomplishment. It took years of hard work, studying, and praying. And then he also added some things in here about who he provides free plumbing services to. And then he goes to say what he's going to do with the funds. He's saying humanitarian work. And then maybe he wants to become a content creator because now his ability to work is compromised. After I got wind of this, I did an initial reaction to it.
Right there?
Yes, sir.
Now, when I say my ability to work has been compromised, it certainly has been compromised due to people delving into my life history. And let me repeat that again, global. People from all over different countries have seen this, right? You guys have been looking into my background. Now, a company hiring me is what you fail to understand is can be the make or break of a company. You guys are
no. It's not about a company hiring you. It's about you getting fired. That's what the whole point. That's why you're getting criticized and being called a scammer. You're talking about, oh, well, this is affecting my future work. We don't care about your future work right now. We care about, did you get fired that justifies you putting a GoFundMe out there to tug on people's heartstrings? Because that is, in fact, indeed a scam. So what job did you get fired from? We're not talking about how this affects your future employment. That's not the conversation. Does he think we're stupid? Like, do you honestly think we're dealing with idiots here? You're dealing with adults. Yeah, you're used to pill poppers. They don't know no better. And it is what the hell it is. But adults think and rationalize, bro. I'm just saying what you're saying right now ain't making no sense.
Me out to be this violent man, this narcissist, this sociopath, all these things, right? If a company did hire me, their whole company can go straight to shit because they hired somebody that, society does not approve of.
But did the company that currently hired you go straight to shit, which warranted your firing? That's the question we want answered. You're answering a different question. What? It's like, yo, bro, like, is the sky blue? Yeah, so I was taking a walk today. The fuck kind of answer is that? You're not answering the question, bro. It doesn't make any sense.
Now, can we continue on?
Yes, sir.
Just on the basic premise of, was his behavior on the show indicative of them getting fired? But again, I would have not known about this unless he told people and convinced us all that he got fired. But because, and I've said this multiple times before on multiple different videos, including the live streams that I did, because he has not showed hard receipts or proof of being
in your prime. I'm gonna tell you this right now, buddy. Listen, these comments right here are the biggest pet peeves out here. It's a one-way ticket to get flighted out of the chat. All right. If you want to watch the actual video, go watch it on their channel. We're gonna link it in the description so they can get the credit for it. But if you're on my show, I'm gonna react to it however fuck I want. Don't fucking tell me what to do on my show, bro. Hey, mods, watch that guy.
Being fired, I never told anybody to go and donate to the young brother. So I tried to reach out to this brother because I wanted to receive proof of that he was let go and the reason that he was let go. And because he was unable to reach out to me in the time that I reached out to him, I'm not going to leave a link to this in the description, but you guys saw his Instagram handle. If you want to go over there, take a look at his page and support him, that's 100% on you. It's just for me personally, in order to be able to link and to promote a GoFundMe, I have to see hard proof. I for damn sure don't want to be on the receiving end of another brick face incident, a person lying. I'm not saying that he's a liar, but I like to do further due diligence in the research before I put my stamp of approval on something. But I hope he gets back to me soon. I'd love to be able to have an interview with him, so we can get additional context into what kind of happened maybe before or after the show.
Okay. So hearing that, do you think that's a fair thing for him to say about donating? If he's going to donate to a cause, he wants to, make sure it's legit and all that?
Yes, I believe, what he said is fair thus far.
Okay. Got you.
Which kind of went into his particular response. What I did do is, in an attempt to humanize him and to find out more about his stories, I did a 5-hour live stream with to donate. Also, too, and because I said this in one of my videos, but what proof do you have that you were actually let go. And I'm asking because we've been scammed in the past. There's been people in the past that have brick face. I just keep talking about her. Set up GoFundMe, and she's allegedly a liar. She's
at least she got proof. We could see the evidence on her face. That's why it's brick face. At least we know she got hit with something. We don't know what happened, but we know it was something, right? Where's the evidence that this bozo got fired? Where's the evidence? Y'all did this 2-hour, 20-minute long live stream with no concrete evidence answering the main questions we really want. That's the main issue here. And the longer we go on with this with no facts or no evidence, bro, the more clownish y'all look. Just stop this. Like, really stop this. Kevon Slims with the 5. Shout out to you. MTR got his whole card pulled by that crypt. Keeping looking Rolo Tomasi. Wait, he got pulled. Wait, Rolo did a video on him? Can you send me something in the Discord? I actually respond way more to my Discord than like anything else, chat. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, Discord's amazing. So join the Discord. Link is in the description. Shout out to you.
Right. She's facing a felony count for lying right now. Do you have any proof to demonstrate fired?
Yes. Now I will have some. Give me a few more days. What's today? Friday? Yeah, give me a few days sometime next week because we are negotiating.
With GoFundMe? Oh, negotiating with the workplace.
No. Yes. Negotiations are being made because they see the social media.
Press pause here?
Yes, sir.
Now, like I told this man, okay, we are negotiating severance pay. Okay, if you know anything about severance pay, there are contracts, there are things that I would have to abide by in order for me to get a lump sum of money.
Right.
Now,
Okay.
I will be in dire need of this money if I'm unable to plumb. The man wants me to put out these documents. Let me consult an attorney first.
Okay.
I'm not going to put out this document and you already showing me you're not trustworthy because look how you turned your back on me in 24 hours.
Bro, he keeps saying negotiating severance pay. All right. And this is a problem I have with severance pay, or the argument that he's making, because oftentimes, because here's the thing, listen, severance pay, listen, you making this argument right now would be fine, except you got fired. Oftentimes, when you get fired, severance pay isn't offered. It's usually people who are retiring or, moving to somewhere else or something else. It's not usually meant for people who get terminated, okay? There's usually something in a company's contract that actually goes against giving you severance pay in case of termination. So when you're using severance pay, negotiating with companies, I hear stalling tactics, right? Even the guys you're doing the stream with right now, how come they still don't have this evidence? It's been a couple of days now since, all these things have been going on. You still telling me that since MTR's live stream, you haven't produced these documents yet? This should be easy for you, but you haven't done it. Like, it's nothing against the law or against the rules to mention the company and the reason why you got fired. All right, so you say it's a contract with the severance pay and whatnot. What contract? You're terminated. That's the end of the contract. You could do whatever the fuck you want, right? This is what I don't. Maybe I'm not getting this. There's something I'm not getting. But like, if you guys are buying this excuse, like, this is just slick talk. I can understand slick talk anywhere because there are bozos out there that this is how they finesse people with the slick talk. And if you're smart, you can pick this shit up. That's why you gotta be able to be smart. This guy's playing you.
He was upset that I was unable to give him this documentation without consulting an attorney in a timely fashion that he would like.
Okay. Let's continue.
Media attention, and they are frightened. So
Okay.
That's all I can say is but to say that much.
Okay, well, when you get that update, let me know, and I'll do everything in my power to make sure that my audience knows as well as within the GoFundMe. I think you can update it and you can show other pictures or proof or something like that. But I know that that's a concern for folks as well. What I've come to find out is that there were so many lies told to me.
With the update, I don't know if I'm at liberty to discuss this, legally, but I don't know if I can say I have shown, some sort of documentation that can be confirmed. Something is in the works.
Okay. And that's with
I'm not too trusting of that answer. You're gonna show a documentation alluding to something that's in the works. What? That you're negotiating a service package? All right. Like again, service package isn't usually offered to people who are fired. And I say usually, right? Now, if he's asking for a severance package, that's fine. But okay, provide those evidence that you're asking your company for a severance package. Otherwise, like you're looking like a whole clown right now. You're not making any sense. I'm gonna provide document. Listen, even a generic document from your HR saying, "Hey, can you?" It's like a doctor's note. Can you give me the reason why I got fired? Usually they'll list something like performance issues, right? Yeah, performance issues. That's right. Yeah, we didn't like his performance at the job. Something, right? But your claims are the company fired you because 500 women called into your show. That was your claims, right? And you're negotiating severance package off of that. You haven't proved anything regarding calls to your company. We don't know what the company is. We don't know where the company is. We don't know when or who. Like, again, when you start diving deep into these questions that you're conveniently skirting, none of this makes any sense, bro. You understand?
with the alleged company that you're going in that dispute with, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And because you're saying because you have this open case with them, there's things you can't say because is there like a repercussion they will put on you for saying?
I'm saying I have a contract. Okay. I don't know all of I'm not an expert at law.
Okay.
So I need to go to an expert at law. So I'm not getting sued for putting up some type of documentation, trying to, prove myself to anything.
So you haven't gone to a lawyer yet? I thought after MTR stream, you said you were going to get a lawyer. Shout out to Dev with the 2 says, what about a letter of separation from HR? Facts. What about that? You can easily get that without jeopardizing anything in the company contract, right? You can even say, hey, listen, I got money tied up in GoFundMe. They need proof that I got fired. Can you please, give me a letter saying why I got fired or something while we're negotiating severance, which I don't believe that they're negotiating severance with this guy. I don't actually believe that. All right. Listen, you can ask for severance as a fired employee, but not necessarily they're not going to give it to you, right? They don't have to give it to you only if you leave on good terms, right? But if you got fired abruptly after a show, chances are you didn't leave on good terms. And I'm sorry, bro, but if the cause of you getting fired is you being caught on streams, especially being accused using company vehicles to stalk your ex-girlfriend, I'm sure the company is within every right to fire you, especially if they even investigate and find out any of this is remotely true, which we know it is because you admitted that on MTR stream. So you actually have no recourse here to demand severance because they have every right to fire your ass. You were abusing company resources for personal use. That's like textbook. Severance what? This is a stall tactic. And these guys aren't calling it out. It's crazy. Come on, we got to be honest here.
Or anything of that nature. They don't care about any consequences I'm going to face. All they're caring about is creating content for their platform. His main concern was, people are disapproving of what I said now, and people don't like this and that. Not, who cares if he gets sued and lose everything he has? Who cares, moving forward? We just want to know.
Okay, so that's what you meant by the facing the consequences is repercussion from the job.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Because there is an attorney involved.
Okay. I get what you're saying. All right, let's keep it going.
But this guy had everybody convinced that he got fired, right? Well, in an attempt to continue to support the young brother, I actually talked to him this morning.
Look at this clown. I didn't say she got hit with something in the face. I said at least her face looked like she got hit with something. You idiot. That's why, again, listen to what people say. We all knew Brickface was a hoax, but at least she provided evidence. That was what point I was making. Y'all, look at this. Right? Look at this clown. Talking about Brickface did not get hit with something, clown. She gave herself an allergic reaction. This nigga dusty as fuck. How you got 20 subs? Listen, that you didn't listen to me. I said she looked like she provided evidence. Your boy didn't provide shit yet. We still wait on something proving that he got fired. She gave herself a reaction to prove that she got hit, even though we knew it was fake, yet your boy still can't show us proof that he got fired. That's the whole point I was making, dumbass. Like I love doing this. I love going at some of y'all trolls. Hey, listen, if y'all allowed to troll in the chat, I'm allowed to come at y'all. I mean, I think that's fair.
And asked him, when are you going to provide us a receipt? Because I'd love to be able to show. And I think the quicker that you provide receipts, the quicker that GoFundMe, who has locked his account, he is unable to get this money out of his account right now, would open it. In fact, let's go through the DM conversations right now. So yesterday, last night, Sunday at 9:02 p.m., he called me out of nowhere. I missed that call. Notifications on my Instagram are obviously off. I only see things when I actually check my Instagram. He called me. I didn't see it. He said, damn, bro, that's crazy, man. You got me looking insane now and painted me out the wrong way. And I'm thinking to myself, when I finally saw this, I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean painted you out the wrong way? I've been going above and beyond to let you recount your story. I hold you accountable when you say weird things like tracking the woman in the car or, you know, when you're throwing money in the club.
Let's pause right there.
Okay.
Tracking a woman in the car. That's weird. At first, you know, it was, I understand. Now it's weird to make your content better. It's weird that a woman manipulated me into believing that, you know, she was being faithful to me and she was sleeping with somebody. And yeah, I want to find out. Who wouldn't want to find out?
Not me. Not me at all. I'm not stalking her. Yeah, you find out by talking to him, or you usually listen. If something your gut is telling you that it's happening, if she's distant from you, she's coming in every day, you can notice. I mean, we have tells, okay? You can notice this shit. All right. So if you can't pick that up and have enough pride in yourself and confidence as a man to move along, that's your fault. You are displaying that you're immature because your mind knows the truth, or at least your heart knows the truth, but your mind wouldn't accept it. So then you're cooking up all these different ways you can catch her in the act, right? If you know what's going on or you feel it, move on. You'll definitely know. It's not okay to stalk people, no matter if she's cheating on you. It's weird, bro. Stalking is weird. I don't care, because if the shoe was on the other foot, I wouldn't want a chick stalking me. That's crazy. And I don't want just being fair. If I don't want people stalking me, I wouldn't want you stalking women. No one wants to be stalked. It's weird. So you justifying it by you saying I felt like I was cheating on. I just need to find out. So I did it. That still doesn't make it okay. This is the immaturity we're talking about. This guy doesn't get it. You going to jail. If you haven't learned yet, nigga, you going to jail. It's not okay. You still justifying this shit. And that was MTR's whole point when he said it was weird. Even MTR called you out on that stream. Hey, stalking you out, stalking girls. Let's just be clear. He said that stalking women isn't cool, and you said it wasn't. Even though you try to justify it later, MTR still did his job. So you turning around and saying he's fake for that. That's crazy to me. Stalking ain't cool, no matter what sex you are.
That their significant other is not being faithful to them, regardless of how I did it. Love make you do crazy things at times. You know, some people fall in love and
listen to this mess. You went on a dating show? Oh, does he sound ready to you? Listen to this man.
First sight. It don't matter if it was 30 days, 40 days, however long the case may be. You know, love make you do crazy things sometimes. Was it okay? No.
You knew her for 2 weeks and you were in love? These two are married, supposedly. Why can't they just speak from experience on the relationship side? Like, hey, buddy, young man, could we just agree that fall in love with a woman you met for 2-3 weeks and left after a month, that's probably unhealthy. And it kind of makes you look bad because you fell in love with a girl you knew for 2 weeks and you started stalking her. Don't you think there's a problem there? That's what responsible couples would do. Like, what are we doing here? Like, honestly, what are we doing? That would be the first. See, this is why he goes on platforms like this, right? Because that'd be the first thing out of my mouth. Like, hey, hold up, time out, bro. Time to fuck out. Let's reel it back in. Can you look in the mirror for a second and tell me what you see? Because I'm seeing a psycho. You don't do that. You knew her for 3 weeks. You're talking about love make you do crazy things. Nigga, you were stalking her after 3 weeks and knowing her. That's insane. You're crazy.
Oh, would I do it again? No, I learned a valuable lesson from it.
Okay.
And yeah, I learned a valuable lesson from it. So we can continue on.
One thing I want to note, when I was watching this the first time, there was a guy in the comments, and if somebody could find the guy, he had said, if leaving the phone and tracking is considered weird, why is it that we can do stuff like hire private investigators, use all these little different resources like Catch a Cheater and all these things, or have YouTube channels exposing people for cheating by setting up fake sting operations and all that, but then him leaving his spare phone in her car to see where she's at, that's where we deem it as completely unacceptable. And so I saw that comment, I was like, that is a fair point, because look at there's a channel, UDY. UDY is all about catching cheaters and gold diggers, but they basically set up like sting operations to catch cheaters. So, but those are glorified. But if a man does it, then now it's demonized. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that I'm supporting what you did, so I don't want people to misinterpret that. But I do feel like that is a good something that needs to be addressed. Why is it that we allow TV shows and stuff to do this, but then we get super upset when we see somebody do it? You know, not saying that UDY is a TV show. Shout out to them, I guess, but they're not professional, like they're not licensed professional investigators, but they do these things. So it's kind of like that's something that was on my mind. So, you know, I get it though.
Have these conversations, but what you tell to me is you're trying to be better. These are in private conversations. You're trying to be better. You're trying to learn. You're looking for advice. You're looking for mentorship. There was nothing that I've done up to this point.
Pause. I never asked this man for no mentorship. I have some highly intelligent brothers that I interact with, you know, on a weekly basis, that I have a brotherhood with. I never asked this man for no mentorship, but yes, I'm certainly trying to get better. You know, I embrace that perpetual cycle of learning and developing new skills and trying to be a better person day in and day out. That's what I'm thriving to do.
Okay.
So yeah, we can continue.
Got you.
That demonstrates me attempting to make you look crazy. It sounds more like someone biting the hand that is giving them a platform. He follows up and he says, man, bro, this got me stressing hard. Man, I thought you was my friend. I wrote this morning, just woke up, hit me when you get this. I then reply to one of his messages about him stressing. And I'm like, not sure what you're talking about.
Let's stop right here before we go any further.
Okay.
I told the man I was stressing hard because, can we pull up YouTube, please? Can I tell? I want to know. I thought this man was my friend. Let's go to YouTube and let's look at the thumbnail or the highlight of his YouTube video of how he.
Before we do that, you're a grown ass man. Nobody on this internet is your friend, bro. This is someone you don't even know. You don't even know. How would you know he's your friend? You just met him on a show. Yeah, he was cordial with you. Doesn't mean he's your friend. I'm sure he doesn't even consider you as his friend either. So you going in with that attitude is just unhealthy. They're not your friend, bro. But I digress. Let's continue.
He portrays me.
Okay.
After we had a 5-hour conversation, look what the man says. What does he say? I was a violent man.
Right. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna pull them up, all of these, so you can way the audience can see it.
We spent 5 hours talking about all type of prolific things. Okay. And the man highlights the negativity. Out of everything, that's what you highlight. I told you, bro, I almost broke down on your stream. I opened up to the world. Man, I took a breath of fresh air when I was done talking to this man, because I felt relieved that I finally, yes, I told the truth. You know, I didn't want to put that out there. It is embarrassing because I didn't want to make myself look like a creep. I didn't want to make.
But you did. That's the whole point. This is the point people are talking about. You made yourself look like a creep and then busted up your whole case. What do you? That's it. You just said the whole reason why people are criticizing you right now. This is why MTR is distancing himself from you, even though he shouldn't have taken the banner. He did it. All right, you always saying, well, even though I was being honest and whatnot, that was you. You chose to be yourself. Now you're a single bum. Hold up. I got the perfect anthem for this, chat. I got the perfect anthem for this. Bear with me.
You're
went on Fresh and Fit because they liked your song. Now you're a single bum. Now you're a single bum. You kept it real with them. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you're a single bum. Now you're a single bum. You thought you were cool with them. You wanted to be their friends. Now you're a single bum. Now you're a single bum. You said I'ma be myself. Don't care if they're here or not. But now you're single bum. Now you're a single bum. They ended up. Bro, that's a new anthem for these clowns. That's a new anthem. You going on these shows thinking, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to just tell how it is because these niggas are my friends. They not your friends. And you being honest is just you would be exposing yourself. All right? And I'm glad you did that. I'm actually glad you did that shit because now we know you are the liar. You were the liar throughout this whole scenario. You made your ex look crazy. Turns out it was you the whole time. You were stalking her. Yeah, I didn't want to. I was being raw. I was being honest. I thought he was my friend. No, you were exposing yourself because MTR has a responsibility to his audience to make sure that he's keeping it straight. And if he's sensing or his audience are putting the pressure and sensing the fact that you're bullshitting, he ain't your friend. But you thought you were going to go on a show, keep it real, and yet the man would just, the power of men would just, suppress all of that shit. That's what you thought. But you didn't realize that MTR is, although he talks about pill pop and shit, he's got most of his audience are not stupid. They're not idiots. They know exactly what's going on, and they found you out. So he's not your friend because you go on these shows and you just admitting the stalking casually and then justifying it by saying, well, I was in love. I don't care. Love don't justify criminality, my nigga. You got to check yourself. All right. That you going on your show and on his show admitting all that don't make him your friend. If I witness somebody committing crime, nigga, I'm not your friend because now I'm an accessory. I don't want to be an accessory. I don't be tired of your shit. I'm snitching. I'm telling on you like, fuck, what we doing? Right? That's essentially what MTR is doing right now. He's saying, hey, listen, bro, you admitting the stalking, you admitting all this other nonsense on my show. You haven't produced any receipts on getting fired, and my audience is holding me accountable. I gotta go. I'm telling. I'm snitching. That's essentially what MTR did, right? He's like, officer, there you go, right there. That's him. Like, bro, relax. It's not that deep.
Make myself look like a simp, but it is what it is, man. I was in love. That's what it is. But look how the man portrayed me in a negative image. You damn right I'm stressing. You damn right I'm stressing, man. I may never, ever do plumbing again because of this, bro. This is the only skill I have. I was not working as no personal trainer. Anybody that knows me would tell you hundreds of people ask me all the time to train them, but I would not train anybody because I'm too worried about me suffering consequences from things that I did in my street life. I don't know, if these people are trying to pretend they want some fitness and want to do some harm to me. I don't know. So I don't take those type of risks. It's not worth it at all. But you guys are stealing plumbing from me now to the point where I may not even be able to return to my old life. Y'all want me to go back to the streets, man. Y'all want to see me in prison, man. It's crazy, man. And
listen, bro, if you had that 100K in the bank like you were bragging about, start a business. Like, it's not too late. Like, how you making this our problem? How you making this our problem because you embarrass yourself on the stream? How's that my fault? How's that anybody else's responsibility? Oh, y'all making it hard for me to find another job. You're the one who said you had $100,000 in the bank account, and nobody asked him about that yet. Is he lying about that finally? Have we all come to the conclusion that he likely doesn't have 100K in the bank account? Because he talking like a broke man. Like that's what you're speaking like, because that's a much different attitude than when you had on that show with that lady, right? So now we don't have $100,000 in the bank. Now the confidence is gone. Now I can't find a job because if you were telling the truth, you wouldn't need, bro. You wouldn't need a job. Take 25K, start a business. You're already using apps to promote yourself, so keep doing that. But instead, you acting like you're about to go bankrupt. This is the inconsistency we're talking about.
And that's what y'all is really pushing me back towards doing.
Right. We don't want that. At the end of the day, I don't want to see anybody go back to that state. So at the end of the day, the reason why me and my wife said we were going to step back from the situation when the ex came forward is because at the end of the day, we don't know you, and we don't know your ex. We don't know MTR. We don't know Abba and Preach. So one thing I think is dangerous is us putting our personal input or biases in a situation that we know nothing about. So that's why
you're not putting.
Go ahead.
Not to interrupt you, brother. You guys aren't putting. We're just doing a reaction. That's all. That's it.
No, but that's exactly what they're doing, though. And as we go throughout the stream, it becomes more and more evident that that's exactly what these guys are doing. So I find it interesting that throughout the stream, they're trying to make us clear that they're neutral, but it's actually clear that they're not neutral. Like it's plainly obvious. And I don't know why they're doing it this way. It just doesn't. You're not. This isn't slick. We know exactly what this is.
This is just our genuine reaction to everything that's transpiring on the internet. This is nothing we got in the background and hey, we should say this or say no. This is genuine reactions to our video. So in order for us not to get off topic, we're going to return back to the video. But I just wanted to point out the fact that look how the man portrayed me in a 5-hour video of me telling you all my aspirations, my life story, my father's absence, my transition from being a thug to finding God, to, embrace and fit all these things I told you. This is what you put on YouTube so you can get some more content.
Right.
So,
and I do.
Live still on there?
Yeah, his live is still there. But I do want to read some of these titles.
Bro, again, you can't. That was you. You decided to put your entire life story out there. I've been streaming for years, and I don't put my personal shit out here, bro. That's crazy. Are you nuts? Yeah, I connect with my audience, but I'm not sitting here ranting and raving about a sob story about my life, bro. Like that's on a need to know basis. If you need to know, like you don't even need to know, right? So no matter what's going on in my life, I could be going through shit right now, right? But I still come out here and put a smile on my face and have a good show. The reason why is I don't let that shit affect me when I'm doing something that affects other people. I don't let my emotion or my baggage, I don't transfer it to other people. That's the mindset of someone who's worked on themselves. That's what you need. But instead, you go on somebody else's show and feel comfortable enough to just trauma dump on them. Like, that's crazy. And it's not just him. There are people in real life that be doing this shit, too. Like, you just randomly meet them. Like, hey, how's it going? My dad shot himself in the head. Like, damn. I just said, what's up? Like, I didn't need to hear all that. But, like, there are people out there like this. Because some of them, they can't afford a therapist or they can't talk to someone or I don't know. But they just unload. And that's what you did. You went on social media. You didn't have no media training. And you unloaded about your personal life. It's just like Brandon Jamal with Saint the Sinner. Same thing. You unloaded and you got exposed because people weren't looking for your life or sob story, nigga. They were looking to see, hey, did you get fired? And if so, can you prove to us you got fired? But instead, you took the conversation elsewhere and you got exposed elsewhere. Remember, you brought this on yourself. Shout out to Cars 215. Shout out to you with the 5 says, oh, why do these RP dudes think a man is their friend after one conversation? Very strange to me. Facts. If Fresh and Fit do that. Abba and Preach go on the show one time. How dare you make a video criticizing us? We invited you to our home. We took you in. Like they acting like you damn near killed their mamas or some shit. It's like, bro, I just went on your show. We not best buds for life. The fuck is this shit? That's what I'm saying. There's some unnatural bonding between men going on in these pill popping spaces, and I think that needs to be investigated. I'm just saying that's not a normal reaction you have for somebody that goes on your show one time. But we were supposed to be brothers. Like, nigga, what? You were talking shit about me. These niggas are crazy.
His latest one, the one we're watching right now, Pop the Balloon Guy lied to me. Pop the Balloon Guy admits to tracking his ex-girlfriend. Pop the Balloon Guy responds to Latina TikTok ex-girlfriend. I was a violent man. Pop the Balloon Guy addresses gang life and not having a father. So I get why he makes his titles like this, because as a content creator, the algorithm has this how do I break it down? It's like a wow factor. It's like a big system, and it goes, there's certain keywords that they know and identify that this is something that is going to automatically draw people's attention. And so,
because people like drama,
right? If you notice now, when you look up Pop the Balloon Guy, when they look you up, everybody's putting exposed, because it's a drama word, and it's a word that they can put. But when I click on a lot of these exposed videos, they're not even bringing up stuff that's exposing you. They're just talking about it. But that's what they're all doing. Now, I can't defend him saying, you know, the Pop the Balloon guy admits to tracking his ex-girlfriend. If people don't know the context of that is kind of a crazy title. The Pop the Balloon guy lied to me, and the thumbnail is your picture you, and it's going scammer. That is kind of, yeah. So
I'm automatically a scammer because I don't know, you know, if this is, again, if I can suffer consequences or not. I'm just automatically a scammer. I did not ask anybody. And if you are paying attention and you've really been doing your investigation work, how you say you've been doing, and you look closely in the comments, man, the people told me to make the GoFundMe. The people told me to have love for me, to have admiration for me, that respect the fact that I'm trying to do something positive with my life. After going through so much adversity, I'm still doing something positive. I'm still trying. Despite whatever you see me doing, I'm still trying to do something positive.
Okay, we're gonna get back to
getting crucified for it.
We're gonna get back to the video though.
It just hit me. I'm like, whatever you think could probably just be solved in a quick audio conversation. So we have a audio conversation from 8:27 a.m. to 8:45. Within this conversation, we talk about many different things. But the main thing that I talked about within this conversation is I said, we only know about you and your story due to the GoFundMe, where you said you were fired from the place that you worked. Where did you work? What is the name of the business? What is the name of the company? I need you to provide that information, because if you don't, you scammed on GoFundMe. This is now a legal issue, and I cannot support a liar. I cannot support a thief. I cannot.
He did not say all of that, bro. You're lying. He did not say this is a scam. I cannot support a liar. I cannot support a thief.
But he did, though. He actually kind of did. He didn't. He actually did. That's why he said he didn't recommend people visiting the GoFundMe. But at that point, it didn't matter if he said it or not. People were still gonna do it because there were still simps in MTR's fan base. And they flocked over and gave you money. So he did say that. Trending with shares with the 5 shot that you says, why is MTR doing what Abba did to Daisy? That's low as a man to expose y'all text messages on some simp-ish. Ringo did a live stream shouting you out. Shout out to Ringo. Where was that other comment? Did I miss something else? All right, awesome. Yeah, it's like, bro, like, okay. This guy, you can tell the way he's moving right now is just not. I don't think he understands this. I don't think he understands the mindset right now that is warranted to even be on social media, because you are not getting it, bro. You're really not. Like, bro, like, and again, I don't know. Let's continue.
Bro, you are lying. Like, he did not say all of that. He was just on some, like, he was pressing me too. Like, right now, just give me the documents. Wooty whoop. I'm like, bro, I need to talk to an attorney, period.
Okay. But can you provide some evidence that you got fired? You got to understand the reason why he's got to press you, because he's getting flamed by his chat right now. His whole audience is flaming him because he's like, yo, listen, you got to give me this document. Show me you got fired, because all of this is predicated on the fact that you got fired. It's the GoFundMe thing, the whole aftermath, right? If you actually got fired, just give us something. The reason why he's pressing you is because he's getting pressure from his fans. And the fact that you're lollygagging to even deliver does not bode well in terms of confidence that you're able to deliver what you promised. So he's freaking out. Because it's either that or that's it for him, like credibility wise, right? So he had to hop in and say, all right, listen, I got a preemptive strike this, right? And that's what Trenders with Shares was talking about here, right, Sharice, right? Because he that's why he had to come out and do it like Abba did Daisy, right? Because it was just like, hey, listen, everything's about to crash and burn, and when this come out, I don't want to look like I was colluding with hey, this is what he said. I'm gonna show you all the DMs right there. So you may not agree with it, but I'm telling you the mindset of what MTR is doing. Because again, to be fair, he did this to himself, because he went hard for this guy. He went super hard for this guy. And listen, it's fair to go hard for him the first couple times, but right, it sucks if he got fired allegedly. But then even after the shit that he was saying, and you still go hard for him, it was like, okay, you deserve shit on your face. You deserve everything, bro. That is what it is.
After that, that was it. He said he was going to talk to his platform. I'm like, do whatever you're going to do, because I already knew where it was coming. I already knew when I seen last night, when I said I was stressing, and I seen those thumbnails that he put up there, this man was not for me. This man was not for me. Regardless of what he said, you know, it could have been a hidden agenda behind this because of me going viral so much. You know, he knew he was going to get a lot of views off of this. But, man, I knew it just wasn't genuine when I seen those thumbnails. But we could keep it rolling.
Okay.
Not support a scammer. Send that to me. His response to me was, okay, sure, we'll do. I said, okay, the coast is clear. Everything is fine. He's about to send it to me, all right? So over an hour later, over 2 hours later, no response. And I said to him, just in the text message, what's the name of the place that fired you? Here was his response.
Pause. He said after an hour or two from no response, then I asked, what's the name of that place that fired you? Where's that message at? Where's that message after an hour or two that went by? Where's that message that you said that at? Come on now, man. That don't even make no sense.
Nigga, it's right there. What are you talking about? Yo, get him some help. That's what he said it, like literally at 10:58 a.m. What's the name of that place that fired you, bruh? I added the bruh. But that's what he said. Why you acting like we can't see, nigga? He's like, oh, wait, pause. Pause. Where's the DM? See, MTR's a liar. He's a liar. This is why he put the DM out there. So you can't say this shit, right? He's a liar. Show me the DMs where he was asking me for the job. Right here. Can you see it? Right there. What's the name of the place that fired you? All you have to do is give us a name. You're fired, so it wouldn't fucking matter at this point. Give us a name. That's it. That's the basic level of proof you can give us without having to even compromise anything. The name of the company. If you give us a company name, till today, we don't have a name. Don't you find that sketchy? We don't have a name. It's not over Twitter. Yet, supposedly 500 women found out and they called you, yet they didn't want to dox the name of the company on Twitter. Really? You expect us to be that dumb? We don't have a name. So that's the simplest, basic proof you can provide to us. And the fact that you haven't done that is just sucks. You don't have to give us details of who fired or whatnot. Just say, hey, it's Flex Piping or Tubing Gabanza, whatever the fuck. I don't know, right? Give us a name so we can check out your story. And honestly, your funds on GoFundMe relies on you proving this. So either way, it's gonna have to be public knowledge at some point.
He did not say that. The last thing that was discussed on the phone was he was gonna go to his platform or whatever. Oh no, that may be the message afterwards. I might be going a little too far ahead.
It's all good. We got to understand. This is a blind reaction, so it's not like you've had time to look over this. I was gonna correct you and say like, hey, I think he's referring to this one, but no, I get what you're saying. So this is in fact the message. This is the message he's referring to. He's saying that 2 hours after the call, so he called you at 8:45, and then at 10:58 he reached back out to you and asked what was the name of the place you're fired, and it seems like you responded to it. So we're gonna play it and see what you responded. All right.
Apparently, he changed his tune out of nowhere. I wonder why. I'm not doing nothing until I talk to my attorney. I told you that already. And this was the point of the conversation that I took a step back. I looked at the DM message and I said to myself, I might have been bamboozled. Although I had enough discernment not to donate, and I did not do enough research into his claims to give him a platform to speak about any damn thing.
Okay, so I want to ask this because I don't know what was in that audio call. In the audio call, did you at any point tell him you were going to give the information after you spoke to an attorney?
No.
Okay, so at any point,
I said, when I did the first interview with him, I said that Friday, I said, give me a couple days, to figure. It's just the weekend just went by. It's day one, Monday. Let me figure this out. Let me consult an attorney, see what I can conceal. See what I have to conceal and see what I can reveal. I don't know if these companies can come.
Wait a minute. You need to talk to a lawyer to see but you came on a show and recklessly slandered your ex. And they come to find out you were lying. She can sue you for that if she wanted to. So you need a lawyer for that. Didn't you know that? So you don't need a lawyer to commit complete slander on somebody else's channel. But when it comes to just naming the company that fired you unfairly, I mean, this is in your favor. Just naming it. I got a lawyer up. I gotta lawyer up. Like, what? You realize the more you make these excuses, the less believable they are. Because at least it doesn't hurt anything. Even if you get an attorney, the attorney's not gonna have a problem with you just saying the name of the company. Like, the details probably would be an issue, but the overall name of the company that fired you, that's not something you need an attorney for. But you sitting here making all these excuses, it's just delaying tactic. So you can't get mad at people who are thinking you're a scammer, because we see these. You sound, listen, you sound like one of these romance scammers, bro. Come to find out, you just talking to a dude from Nigeria, but he giving you all the excuses in the book. Oh, baby, I broke my leg. I need $300 for the hospital bill. Oh, baby, I got in a car accident, right? They just keep milking you for money. That's how that works. That's what he's doing. This guy, when we say scammer, bro, you're not doing a good job in changing that image. The more you talk. Shout out to Dukas Mishkul. I don't know if I said that right. With the 2 says L MTR, L Queen of Accountability, L showing up on Balloon Pop. Why? Listen, I understand MTR's L. That's obvious. Why Queen of Accountability? What's she do? She's got a stream tomorrow. We don't even know what she's gonna say. Why? What happened to her? But yeah, that Balloon Pop show was wild. A shout out to Dev with the 2 says MTR should have let this issue cook a few days. Yeah, I really think so. But I don't know, because I don't think part of the element that got this to blow up the way it did was MTR stream, right? Because MTR stream got him to expose himself more, right? Because all this nigga needed was somebody to give him enough rope, right? And now, ultimately, I think there were probably other YouTube channels that if he went on would have probably done a better job in terms of grilling him and actually diving into certain topics that he said, probably just putting impression on him. But he went to MTR. That's the choice. And MTR, the little that he did still got him to basically snitch on himself. So without himself snitching, it wouldn't have actually been this bad. That's why he's freaking out right now, because it was that stream that made him look crazy. He admitted on that stream to stalking. He admitted to showing up on her job on company property, the company truck, because that was one of the things the ex was alleging that he did. And then he verified it on his stream. If he just kept his mouth shut, if we didn't hear anything about it, we would have never known. But the fact that he did that stream was the catalyst that set this off to where it is. So I think MTR was just a trend. He was just going with it. He just wanted to go with the story and, keep the updates, and that eventually just blew up in his face. That's what happened. But you're right. But that stream was definitely needed because he cooked himself. I'm not going to hold y'all, bro. Daryl with the 5, shout out to you, says, what do you think about the Queen of Accountability filing stalking charges in court against people that criticize her? What? I don't know anything about that. I don't know Queen of Accountability. And listen, hey, no. Y'all not about to put me into this. I don't know who. I just know that she has a stream. I'm covering this topic as a person covering topics. I don't know what's going on there. Join the Discord. Send me whatever proof you got. I'll look it over. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Shout out to you. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. We're not even getting to that.
Come back and sue me. I don't know what kind of repercussions I may face. Does he care about that? No.
Okay.
So automatically, right? Because I tell you, I need to consult an attorney for my best interest. Something that's not in your best interest, that automatically means I'm a scammer. I scammed everyone. Come on, man.
Yeah, let's get back to it.
I own it. I take accountability for that. No excuses. Okay. Well, I wish you the best, I said. My credibility is now in question because of lack of proof / receipts. I'm gonna go live in the next couple of hours to discuss this with my audience. Take care. You like that message? You just worried about making content, not worried about the consequences I may face. You may face. What are you talking about? What consequences? Besides that you lied. Potentially, allegedly. I mean, I really don't know at this point. All you got to do is provide the receipts, baby. That's it. This whole shit would just go away.
You get so simple.
Pause. Oh, do you see? Again, all you got to do is provide the receipts. That's all we need. That's all we need. That's all you care about. That's all you care about.
Yeah. Because he spent his platform defending you. His reputation is on the line. So the receipt is all he cares about. Are you stupid? This guy is selfish. This nigga and MTR, you brought this shit on yourself because you didn't have to defend this guy. If you had the brains and wherewithal to realize that this nigga was on some bullshit from the get-go, you wouldn't be in this mess. But you went in and defended him. Bro, that's what the reason he's pressing you and he cares about that is because his reputation is now on the line. This guy's been known for criticizing women, all right, men, but women more than men. And now the female part of his audience are speaking up because they're saying this is a clear difference and double standards in how you cover male crash outs versus female crash outs. We're witnessing that moment right now. So he's under pressure. He needs the receipts. So you sitting there saying, oh, pause the show. Pause the show. You see how he's only caring about the receipts? You see how he just cares? Yeah, bruh. Because his neck's on the line, okay? And he stupidly put it on the line for your dumbass. So, yeah, the least you can do is provide the name of the company that fired you. That's the least you could do for $14,000 you raised from 460 people. What are we talking about here? You're so fucking selfish you can't see that? Are you serious? You're not mature for a 29-year-old. This is crazy. Shout out to Shin with the super chat. Says, sorry, Duke. All I see is you're taking L's for doxing this man. When did I dox him? First of all, you can't dox someone that has state record. When you're a felon, you're property to the state, dog. The state owns you for life. There's still rights you don't have. You're not fully free, bro. You can't vote. You can't do shit as a felon. When you get that felon status, you're owned, bro. You're state property. That's why that shit's fucked up. There's so many barriers you have to go through. So doxing this man, he's state property. They put his shit online because he became a felon. You put his name out there, he has to put it out there. And plus, some of the stuff he put out there himself. The apps he was promoting had his first and last name out there. He's a public figure. He wanted to be that. So I don't know what you wanted me to say. This is an L comment, bro. So, I mean, I guess we all taking L's here.
Is it benefiting you? Not about what if this man loses everything moving forward? What if this company does happen to sue him? What if he is telling the truth and this company does sue him and this motherfucker, since he's a Ninja Turtle, he does have to sleep in the sewer? Are you going to come and rescue me? No, you guys are going to be laughing, talking about me, talking about now he's homeless. Now he doesn't have anything. Come on, man. That's not cool, bro. You sitting on here lying to these people, trying to paint me out to be a scammer just because I don't know. I'm ignorant of the law. I do not know.
Ignorant of the law is not an excuse to break it. I don't know why you just relying on that argument.
Let me figure this out real quick.
Okay, so I asked this before, but again, now that we've seen this part, so you're saying that the only reason why you're not giving the information about the job is because you are currently in a case or a legal negotiation with the said job
after the separation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's called severance pay. And again, I live in and I'm not using this as no excuse. Oh, you guys are sole investigators. I live in an at-will state. Do you know what that means? That means they do not have to have any reason to terminate your employment.
Yeah, meaning, nigga, we don't got to pay you severance either. Oh, my God. How stupid are these people? It's an at-will state. It's even worse, okay? Because not only they got you on tape admitting to using company resources like their truck to stalk your ex-girlfriend, okay? But it's an at-will state. So they can fire you for that without even giving you an excuse, all right? They don't owe you an explanation, yet alone it doesn't seem like a situation where they're going to give you severance either. The best you're going to get is your last check that you work for the hours, because at least you'll be entitled to that. Otherwise, you said it's called severance, people. Okay, severance. That means I can't talk about it because lawyers are involved. Bro, the more you talk, the more I'm realizing you're stalling. I don't think there's ever a company, bro. The more you're I don't think there's a company. Why is it so hard to just give us a name? Just one name. One name. Just one name. Is that so hard? Just one name. Goodness. It's not like 500 women are going to call up to that job. You're already fired, so who cares? Just give us the fucking name. It's not that hard, but you're stalling right now. We're not stupid. Yo, shout out to Baby Row with the 2 says 500 women called your job, but no one know the name. That's facts. How does that even work? 500 people, yet not one of the women, they were devious enough to call your job, make up the most heinous bullshit to get you fired, but not devious enough to dox the company business address, the business and phone number, and the business name. Those 500 women were so evil. They called the company, but they had limits, right? They just wanted to get you fired, but they didn't want anybody else to know what company you worked at. Come on, bro. Like, when you think about this, it just doesn't make any sense. Of course, they would have just put the stuff out there. Matter of fact, putting it out there on the internet, the company's name and number, would probably be the first thing they do before letting other people call on their behalf. That's how it typically works, right? But this guy thinks we're idiots. He thinks we're idiots.
Another thing is, too, you guys, I am a convicted felon.
We know.
Okay? I am a convicted felon. Hello, I'm not even supposed to be having these types of jobs. You guys are blowing this up so much to the point I'm not even going to be able to return back to the field.
That's cool. You got 6 figures in the bank, right? Or were you lying about that? I mean, it's cool if you're never able to return to the workforce, but what's the point of going back if you got $100,000 in liquid cash? In liquid cash, just sitting there doing nothing at a bank. You're gonna sit there and tell me you're worried about getting another job? Fuck getting another job, bro. You already got some level of clout. Do something with the 100K. What do we sit here trying to go back working for the man for? You got 100K in the bank, unless you want to be honest with the rest of us right now and admit you were lying about that. I'll wait. Yeah, just be honest. Admit you were lying about the 100K. Admit to that. Because that's one less thing we got to check off the list here, right? Admit that. And these guys aren't going to ask you that question, because every time you bring up that, I'm like, okay, where's that 100K? Just be honest. What's it doing right now? Huh? Are you just having it sit in your savings account? What kind of interest is that earning? Do you think that's enough for you to, get through these tough times you're getting through? Like, what, bruh? You're not making any sense. Shout out to I Am Victorious with the 10. Let's get a dub in the chat for I Am Victorious. Says, going into future, if situations like this occurs, again, YouTube creators need to wait days or at least a week or two for all the evidence to come out to prevent being played and risking your credibility. You're right. But there's also hindsight in certain things too, right? So, like, you're right, absolutely. And stuff like this where you're going so hard in the paint for somebody, you got it. Okay, let me dial it back and see what's going on. You're absolutely right. But there's certain things we can just look at hindsight and say, yeah, that's clearly wrong, and we're not just dealing with that. And it sucks, right? Because people don't know when to find that fine-tuned balance. But you're absolutely right. Like, you got to give it some time. Let it cook for a little bit and see who's got their pants down. See who's got caught with their pants down here, and then let's call that out, right? So I hear what you're saying. Glassy Eyes with the 2, shout out to you, says, hey, you can romance scam me, Duke. Call me. Nah, I'm not into scamming, but I appreciate it though.
The GoFundMe money. That's all you have to do. But the way that you are now moving in totality with the other information that is coming out and will come out about you and your lifestyle is way more damning. It's way more ridiculous than I could have ever imagined. And what I thought was going to turn into a way to advocate for a man that was unjustly treated because of his presence on a game show has now turned into somehow you becoming the victim once asked to prove your particular situation. See, a man of integrity and truth would jump at the opportunity to show me the evidence. But this is not how you're choosing to move. Therefore, I sense deception. I told
you. Okay. One thing, and again, we're neutral. I got to keep stressing it. I don't know why I got to keep saying it, but there's always going to be somebody that hears what I'm saying and they immediately, you're defending. No.
No, it's not hearing what you're saying and defending. It's like the reasonable questions you should be asking this guy, but you're either not asking it or you don't do it. You're just kind of like, yeah. So that happened. And then anything else other than that, you're defending him. So I get why you have to keep playing this card like, oh, people are watching this and saying that we're just blindly defending this guy. It's because that's the vibe you're giving off. Like, it's like, I'm not trying to disrespect your brother or anything like that. Y'all got a cool operation. I like the artwork they got going on back there too, by the way. It's just, that's the vibe you're giving off. Like, you're not fooling anybody here, bro. You're obviously on his side. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you need to push him to give us the receipts. Otherwise, just like the shit got stained on MTR, it's going to get covered all over you guys too. So this guy, you got to be careful who you're dealing with here. This YouTube clout is a fucking addictive drug, bro. So y'all too got to be careful. Y'all dealing with this clown, it may just backfire on your asses. So we're just being honest here.
Interview where you told us about your birthday weekend coming up, and you told us that you were having your birthday weekend coming up, and you had already reserved your spot, and you were going to go out and celebrate. Now, that interview came out before the GoFundMe thing even was established. So when we saw the clip of Abba and Preach, and we saw MTR say you were using the GoFundMe money, you're a scammer, it clicked with us because we were like, no, he was already mentioning this birthday situation way before the GoFundMe even became a thing. But I do remember him specifically talking about his plans was he was going to celebrate his birthday, and he had already had his plans and everything invested. He
even set the amount he already put down on it.
And who are you to tell a man what to do with his hard-earned money?
Hard-earned money, nigga, you got fired. The smart thing to do is to manage your hard-earned money instead of blowing in your hard-earned money in the club, knowing fully well you don't have a job and you're stressing over a job. You should probably postpone some things, and maybe instead of going to the club and spending on these expensive drinks and women and all these different things, maybe you scale it back. Have a small gathering. Hell, even host a little session with your buddies or 2, 3, 4, 5 of your closest friends. You could still have yourself a ball. I don't even be celebrating birthdays like that no more, because to me, like, birthday parties, like, what's the point, bro? Like, I'm not saying there's no point to celebrate a birthday party. You absolutely can, but like, as someone like me who's got so much shit going on, oh, dude, congratulations, you're 29. Oh, it's that day already? All right. Oh, shit, we got to get back to it. Like, that's just me. Like, I'm not, like, that separates, but I'm not sitting here saying, listen, if I lost my job and any reasonable person lost their job knowing that they don't have income coming in and they're stressing about that, they would make some changes. Financial changes to their birthday party budget. No one is saying cancel your party or cancel a celebration or do anything like that. It's just knowing fully well that your future is in jeopardy. This is the time a smart person would conserve their resources. I'm just saying. So you say, where are you not to tell a man who can't spend his money on? You're just proving you're not a mature person. Most mature people, when things get hard, they conserve. You're being the opposite of that.
Okay, how I like to celebrate might not be how you like to celebrate. You like apples, I like oranges. We have 2 different tastes and 2 different perceptions on life. Who's to say your fruit is better than mine? I can celebrate however I choose to see fit. And, you should not be judging me. You guys are all so upset.
Then stop coming to people begging them for money because you got fired. How about that? We could trade that off. If you want to do what you want to do with the money, the little money you claim you have left, knowing fully well you also claiming you got $100K in the bank, then stop asking these men for money. Huh? Do your humanitarian resources and efforts on your own dime. How about that? No, if you want to be honest here, let's go all the way, bruh. So, then stop asking these fools for money. What's the point? You want to spend it how you want to. If they're donating to you, absolutely they have a right on how you do and what they see you doing. Like, hey, bro, I literally just gave you money based on the fact that you said you lost your job because of petty-ass women online. But me seeing you spend money in the club, you're not being very conservative. And honestly, it doesn't bode well for someone who's requiring funds to start a humanitarian project. Because how are you going to spend that money? When that humanitarian project of yours is hitting some slow times, how are you going to manage the money these guys are giving you? Are you going to blow it? See, the way you spend money and how you manage your money now, it matters, especially when your people who are giving you money are seeing how you're spending it even in tough times. All this shit adds up, bro. You're not smart. You're not thinking about this shit. If I'm giving you money, and let's say I donated $300, I give you $300, right? And I'm over here seeing you tossing money like that in the club. I'm thinking, I wonder if any of my money is going to eventually end up doing those little money spreads in a club if I donate to them, right? When I donate to them, right? That's what people think. You got $14,000 worth of people sitting there saying, if this money actually gets released to him, are these humanitarian projects actually going to happen? Or are we going to see more of these club footages? So you saying, don't tell me how I can't, then don't ask them for money. How about that?
with me for living my life. I'm thankful, that I'm alive to see 30. I shouldn't be here. I should be in a casket. And by the grace of God, I'm still here today. So yeah, I want to celebrate a milestone like that in my life. I had the best time of my life that night, So if you don't like me because of that, you feel I'm irresponsible with money because I chose, to have fun with my money, then hey man, it is what it is. You weren't for me to begin with.
Okay, let's move on.
You we were negotiating and I would get it to you. But do what you got to do. You already switched up on me. Shout out to the queen of accountability. She stepped into my live stream that I did yesterday, the Abba and Preach response live stream. And she super chatted that she was going to do additional work to understand the validity of his claims. And I want to play for you that conversation that I had with her right now. All right. So I got the queen of accountability here who's done a lot more investigative work into what we have right here. So I wanted to bring her up and have a discussion regarding the things that she's found. But first and foremost, I'm hurt regarding this. To trust somebody based off of them telling you that, hey, this happened to me post the pop the balloon experiment, discussion, whatever you want to call it, game show. And then to go back and be asking him questions specifically about show me more information regarding your place of business, where you work, and then him to act that way. I'm just like, man, it's just pointing in a direction that it may not be true. So
I want to chime in there. I can see why MTR is taking this stance, because I did see that when he went on that against Abba and Preach to address and say like, no, this was addressed in the interview and the Abba and Preach video came out. I will admit, MTR was facing heavy backlash because I was in the live stream.
Finally, he's got heavy pressure on him, bro. That's why he's putting that pressure on you.
It was really, really bad backlash to the point where if I was him in this situation and this was my living, I think I would also have to, try to, put out some of the fires before they spread too fast. Now,
y'all being hypocrites. See, y'all two are being hypocrites, because what you're just saying right now is if you were in MTR shoes, you would do exactly what he did. Basically, out this nigga as a clown because you're getting pressure from your fans. Again, the difference is you're not big enough, right? That's what essentially what you're saying, because he has such a big brand. Y'all have a brand too. Why y'all still dealing with this man? If your position would switch immediately if you were in MTR shoes, why can't you do that right now? Ask him for that job name. We just want the job name. He doesn't have to go into any details. I just want the name of the job. So you're telling me that, oh, it's okay for you to just host this nigga and just placate to his woes, but if the shoe was on the other foot, you would do the exact same thing that nigga's doing? Then what the hell are we talking about here? Out him. Ask the questions that need to be asked. What is the name of this business that fired him? Don't go into any other details. That's it.
I felt maybe this was urgency that he felt like he needed to address it like this, or who knows? Because I feel like a lot of this that he's addressing in here, he could have easily just pulled you back for another interview in that situation. But that's just me speaking as a content creator, because I can get it. When you're facing that level of backlash, and some of these people who are backlashing on you are people that watch you, then it's like, okay, something's wrong, But
I'm gonna call it how I see it. Man, you are the quintessence of a simp, bro. You did not stand.
Quintessence? What's a quintessence? Nigga, you mean quintessential? What is he talking about?
Stand on business. I don't care what people think. I'ma stand, and when I stand on righteousness, I'm gonna stand on for what I believe to be right, regardless. I don't care if I lose everything I own. If I know it's to be right, I'm gonna stand on it, bro. You reneging like we playing spades, bro. You reneging. You in 24 hours, you singing a complete different tune just because people disapprove of what you said. But for you to be a mentor, for you to be an influencer, for you to be a content creator, you should keep continuing to put out your message and not care who leaves your platform, who unsubscribes. Because if my message changes the lives of one person, hey man, I did my job. I did some justice in my eyes, regardless of what they say, regardless of what they paint me out to be. My words have affected people. My words have impacted people. My slogan, "You are not qualified," has raised people's self-esteem.
Wait a minute, nigga. Is that the same thing on your hat? You are not qualified. I thought that was, oh shit. I thought this whole time he was wearing his actual like a plumber or whatever attire. I didn't realize that you're not qualified. You actively branding yourself right now, nigga, and you expect us to. Oh no, Lord, bro, this nigga scamming. He's scamming. Look, you're not qualified. Buy my merch. Buy my merch, all right? We don't know if the GoFundMe gonna release the funds, but there you go. He already has t-shirts made. With what money, nigga? You fired, right? You're worried about your life being ruined, but you got enough time to make t-shirts? You should be focused on another job, unless you're putting that $100,000 to use if you got it. We need to know. But damn, bro, you already got merch out, ready to go. Advertising. And they're idiots that buy this shit too.
So we can continue on. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, we're going to move on.
So, Queen of Accountability, I wanted to bring you up here and let's just chat about other things that you might have found.
Wonderful. Sounds good to me. And thanks for having me, MTR.
No worries.
So I know that this man has been going viral all over social media, and everyone heard this story about him getting fired after doing the dating show, that they felt inclined to donate money and continue to make him more viral than he was at the moment. Mm-hmm. I did not talk about it initially because I wanted to investigate before I started to support someone who's telling us a story that is so believable that you want to donate. So what I first did is—
Can I ask this? Where did the GoFundMe come from? I know where it came from, but for the sake of the people, can you explain what led to the start of this GoFundMe and what was the purpose of the GoFundMe thus far? Like, what was give me the details of what happened.
After I lost my job, I had support regardless. I had support because the men feel like, I represented manhood on the game show. A lot of men felt like I was not being disrespectful. I was being a man. So I had their support. I had a man send me $500 yesterday just because he had support. He supported the way I conducted myself on the show like a man. Okay, so the fans, because that's what they call themselves. If you look closely, they call themselves my fans. They told me to create a GoFundMe because they wanted to support what I've been doing. Yes, I have done free plumbing jobs. Yes, I have been speaking to at-risk youth. Yes, I did start the GoFundMe so I can do humanitarian work and possibly create content. And I do want to create content now.
So then why use the reason of you getting fired as a emotional fucking heartstring pull to get people to give you money? You could have left that whole part out and just said, hey guys, I'm that guy that got went viral on the Pop Balloon show. So hey, if you guys fuck with how I stood up for myself against the tyranny of the feminine matrix, go ahead and donate because I am gonna be doing humanitarian efforts. You could have rephrased all of that without the statement you made of you getting fired relating to that show. That's all people are focused on. Again, we're doing all these other things and we're going out of focus here. The main focus is you guilt trip people into donating to your GoFundMe because you use the fact that you were fired because of the show or your appearance on the show. You use that to again get money out of it. So again, you're not focusing on the main point people are worried about. So give us the name of the company that fired you so at least you can put people at ease. They can say, all right, that company's to blame. At least some people, if they want to do a little bit more digging, they can call and verify you were ever an employee. Because right now, with the research that's out there, no one knows if you even had a job. No one knows if you actually worked for an employer. For all we know, we don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're just out here, right? So again, these things that we're missing right now.
But the humanitarian work. Now, we're going to show the receipts now. I have been posting on the Nextdoor app, marketing myself to do free services for single mothers, single fathers, for those on disability, because plumbing is expensive. If you ever call a plumbing company, these companies charge $125 an hour plus. You think I'm joking? Call a plumber. So I have done a lot of wrong in my life, but when I do plumbing and I repair somebody's fixture or I install a water heater or, they got a clog and I fix their clog and I see that satisfaction on their face, to me, that is like a badge of honor. You know, the same way a police officer carries a badge, me carrying my plumbing license is a badge of honor because I'm protecting the public health. I'm at the same time from cross-contamination, you know? So that is something I really take pride in doing.
If you take pride in doing it, then put your money up. Put your money where your mouth is, bro. I put my money up wherever I take pride in, right? If there's a project that I really know that I believe in, and sometimes it don't pan out, it actually fails. Like, but I like in that moment, if I notice someone on a pursuit, I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'm not one of them dudes, right? I'll say, all right, let's invest, let's make it happen. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll move on to the next thing, right? So use your money. Stop. At this point, you have $100,000 burning a hole in your checking account, savings accounts. All right. Use at least 25 grand. You already got a business model, right? You want to film content around showcasing your plumbing work, but doing it for free, right? So use a little bit of that money as startup to tide you over until you go viral and you catch a wave. And when you catch a wave, then the virality pays for the content. You already have a business model. You just need the funds, right? So if you don't want to provide proof of getting fired from a company to GoFundMe, then just use that 25K out of that 100K you got. You still got 75K all said and done, right? And if you don't want to spend that money, you already got an LLC. Okay, get a bank account, open up a business CD. All right, get the max term you can get. Put the 25K in there. All right, then borrow against that 25K, and then use that to fund it. And then you're just paying yourself back, if anything else, while your money's in the bank earning interest. So there are multiple ways you can do this realistically. I don't know why this is so hard for you, okay? If you can figure this out, I mean, you'll be fine. But something tells me that there are holes missing in your story. Something tells me you actually really need this $14,000 from GoFundMe more than you actually have $100,000 burning a hole in your bank account. That's what it is, bro. And you just got to be honest about that.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're gonna get to the receipt you got after, because they're gonna bring this up. They're gonna bring this up a little bit. They're gonna bring it up, and there's gonna be a specific part I know from when I seen it where she's gonna ask about your humanitarian work. So that would be the perfect time for you to provide your receipts. Go.
Okay.
MTR is when he created the GoFundMe a week ago. I looked at the GoFundMe and he emphasized that he does humanitarian efforts to single mothers, fathers, veterans, disabled. And, you know, it didn't sit right. He bolded only that part because when you're reading the whole paragraph, you're inclined to go right to the bolded part. This man is helping out veterans and people that need his help. And so I need to donate. And I just felt like that kind of reminded me of Rhoda Osmond. I said, maybe they're related. Maybe this is her cousin because this is so believable. So I did my research. When I went to Aaron's Facebook, I noticed that everything on his Facebook was about him, his body, working out, doing pull-ups, sit-ups, doing push-ups, everything related to fitness. I was looking even for the picture he used on GoFundMe of him in his uniform. There was no videos, no posts of any of this humanitarian work.
So I want to say, I get she was trying to do the research and, you know, what she knows is what she knows. But when we heard this part, I was like, I get what she's trying to go for, but all the stuff that she was asking for, it's on your Instagram. Like
it's on my Instagram.
It's literally on your Instagram.
For you to be the queen of accountability, queen, you know, you should have reached out to me. And I could have helped you out with your investigation. I, in fact, reached out to you on Facebook and told you, you know, I would love to talk to you. You know, we can converse back and forth. And if there was something that you would like to know, we can certainly go about that. But I did not hear back from you. So to refute those allegations, as she just said, we're going to show you right here. She alleges I don't do any humanitarian work whatsoever. We're going to go ahead and show you right now. Okay, so here's something humanitarian.
Hold on, real quick.
My best friend's wife passed away from cancer.
Hold on. It's not sharing it. Are you sharing the screen? Like I showed you?
Yeah, I went to share screen.
Hold on, real quick.
Can you see it?
No. Okay. Hold on. You run. So click the button again, and then make sure you're not sharing an application. Make sure you're sharing the desktop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see?
We're about to see it. It's loading right now. There you go.
See it now?
Yes, yeah. There you go. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. We gotta make sure we give y'all the evidence because I don't want my people going without evidence. So y'all can make y'all judgment based off of what y'all see, not by what y'all are just simply hearing. So go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead, do your thing.
Now, this is me on the Nextdoor app. I am one of few licensed journeyman plumbers trying to provide free plumbing services. Again, this was 16 weeks ago for Army veterans and those that are disabled on a discretionary case-by-case evaluation and reduced pricing, saving homeowners thousands. And these contractors think I'm stupid and I don't know the law. They're trying to get me in trouble for a good deed. I just hate how a company I was working for would charge elderly people thousands for a simple task. So I decided to use my skills to help those in need. I am trying to provide a service.
I'm sorry, stop. You're trying to provide a service. How about start with the service of the company that's overcharging people? Just tell them the name. Even in your fucking post, you couldn't even tell us the goddamn name of the company. What are you hiding? What company is this? What mysterious company is overcharging people in the neighborhood you're trying to work in right now as a plumber? Can you give us that just a wee bit of satisfaction? Because you're doing a lot of this and we not getting no answers. So it sucks that a company was able to just overcharge people. If I saw your post, my thing was like, hey, if I had a house, I want to know that a company I didn't just hire like last year to do my plumbing work. I want to make sure they didn't scam me. Can you give me some info on what company this is? Maybe this could help with your marketing because now you can get more business off of it because you're the first one to point it out, right? Well, wouldn't you? Why don't you just give us a fucking name, huh? Stop stalling. Give us a goddamn name. I'm reading this, sure. 16 weeks ago, you put up a post to promote your Glassdoor Nextdoor app, which is basically like a fucking, it's a third-party app where it's like an Angie's List. Y'all know that? It's an Angie's List, okay? Okay, fine, whatever, all right? You put your profile on there, but I need the company name. What's the name? What's the name of the business that fired you? Because that's the name or that we need to verify if you got fired so that GoFundMe gives you the money to even do this crap.
So I can get my master plumber license and become a contractor too. But of course, they don't want to see that happen. It's hard enough being a black man in this trade, but this is disgusting. How greedy can you possibly be? These contractors, owners of these companies make $30,000 a day plus at a bare minimum, and that's a slow day. It's just ridiculous, but you won't stop me. I'm too smart. I'm going to keep doing good deeds no matter how many times you try to stop me. There goes 24 likes, okay? Now let's continue on. I don't do any humanitarian work, allegedly. My buddy and I are both licensed journeyman plumbers. We got some type of error right there in the mirror. I don't know why that white bar is there, but you can see low income, fixed income housing, disability, Army veterans, people with property management issues. Please message me. This is all a discretionary basis, job by job. You are not entitled to free plumbing if you don't meet the criteria above. Thank you all. Good morning and God bless. Let's show one more thing right here. My best friend's wife passed away from cancer in the mouth, leaving him a single father of 4. He's unemployed, very genuine guy, and has a big heart. I've been taking him with me to do free plumbing jobs, but I don't have enough business to employ him. Is there anyone willing to take on a laborer or apprentice in any construction trade or someone that can help him get a warehouse job? Thank you all. God bless. And
again, if this is true, I actually vibe with this. This is actually good, right? You're taking a kid out there, getting them some experience and whatnot. That's fine. All of that's actually really good. But what does this have to do with the fact that you're using the fact you got fired from from your job to raise money on GoFundMe? That's the core issue. I think it's a great thing that you're doing this, right? But you're raising money potentially off of a false pretense. That's a scam. I think that takes precedent over your humanitarian work, because how can you sit there and try to do good deeds knowing fully well you're raising money off of a false premise? That's bad. It just doesn't make you look good. It's like, I don't know how to even explain it, bro. So you need to be honest. Just tell the people who the company is that's cheating them. To tell the people who the company is that fired you unfairly. You can, if you were smart, you can spin this into a whole revolutionary cause. Literally, a big guy is downtrodden on a little guy. All you did were trying to speak the truth. And better yet, the reason why they came after you is after what women hated what you had to say on your show online that had nothing to do with this. You could make you could be a marketing genius just putting all this shit together. All right. You can start a revolution damn near with this. We just need the name of the company, bro. We just need the name of the company and we can kickstart this. But if you don't have a name and it's been 3 weeks, it's getting harder and harder to believe your story. I'm sorry. It's just getting harder.
Actually, I successfully helped him land a job with a contractor. My buddy, he's doing excellent right now. He's an electrician. He's an apprentice. And he was able to get that employment due to me soliciting my plumbing skills and networking with other contractors. I was successfully able to get my friend a job, and now he's taking care of his 4 boys as a single father.
Okay.
I'm a monster, you know. I'm
also,
a scammer.
Also, you have some pictures. I saw on but the week we did before we did the interview, when we were reaching out to get everything established, you also posted some pictures with you had met with like a community manager for like a youth program and something like that. Do you still have those pictures so people can see that you're not just making this up?
You can see it on my You can see it on my Instagram.
Okay.
So what happened was, throughout since I've been out of bondage, you know, people have always been having me advocate to children and let them know about my experience. And I had met up with the Brotherhood, and there was a particular individual, you know, that had gotten some trouble with the law,
right.
And you know, they nominated me to advocate to him about the criminality I used to indulge in. And, you know, I had a profound impact on this young man's life. I showed him my bullet holes. I let him know, you know, what comes with the gang life. 2 things, death or prison. And I'm willing to meet up with these children. But now, you know, I'm having difficulty doing that because people are painting this narrative out for me being this violent man. They're bringing up my past and all of these things of that nature. Now it's like, okay, you know, and I trust this man, you know, with all the stuff they're saying around these kids, even though I've never done that.
Bro, just give us a company name and you'll be good. All of this will just go underneath the wayside. If you give us a company name and we can verify that that company did that shit because women called in to get you fired, dude, it only makes you look good. All you giving us a sob story about how, you know, things are going to be potentially harder for you. Bro, if you can make this all go away, just tell us who fired you, and then we can hold them accountable. Do not underestimate the power of the internet, bro, because the internet public opinion has the power of swaying things. So you will never know how powerful things can be swayed in your favor, especially when you had MTR backing you. If you just gave him the receipts, he would have definitely leveraged his platform to swing things in the right directions for you. Hell, even probably get you way more money than 14 grand. All you had to do to make your problems go away is to give us a name. And if that in itself is too hard, I mean, is any of this really even worth it? Let's just be honest here. Shout out to Glassy Eyes with the 2 says free plumbing jobs equals screwing hoes. Facts. I don't know about that, though. This guy has the fucking interpersonal communication skills of a gnat, bro. I don't know what to say. This guy doesn't know or understand social cues. Shout out to Trending with Cherise with the super chat saying, dude, the couple who interview him are here. Oh, yeah. Hey, y'all. Hey, are y'all here? If you're here, I'm going to drop the link. I'll drop the link for y'all because I got some questions. I got questions for y'all, bro. But like overall, it's not. I'm not going to be disrespectful or anything like that. Listen, I just have questions on certain things that I think that you could have asked, but was not asked because this guy is playing y'all. Like both of y'all, you getting played. But who knows? Maybe you have access to something that we don't know. I don't know. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all being here. But let's talk about it. Let me know if they're actually in the chat though, for real, and then I'll drop the link.
Nothing to no kids.
Right.
People that know me, that love, you know, people that know me know I love kids and would never do nothing wrong to them. But because y'all are painting this narrative out here, and I was already in the works of getting, you know, football games organized for some kids out here in these neighborhoods, getting a flag football game, because you don't see kids playing at these parks anymore. Kids are in the house behind some technology. I'm trying to get them outside to come play some basketball, do something positive. Anybody that know me, that'll tell you, I grew up boxing. I love fighting. I be teaching kids how to fight, you know, and not how to fight to hurt somebody, but how to defend themselves and how to protect themselves. And they're just going to shed light on everything negative I do. But yeah, we can certainly get those videos loaded. And even moving forward, I'm going to be shedding more light on the children. I want to shed more light on the children. So I'm already meeting up with some parents. I'm trying to get some
Oh, they're still in the chat. All right, word. Let me drop the link real quick. If you guys are cool with it, that's only if you're cool with it. All right. I'm gonna drop the link for y'all. But yeah, I got some questions for you guys. But let me paste this here. But let me get back to what he just said because I paused it here for a reason, right? Just look at all these different things he's listing off. Oh, I'm doing basketball. I'm doing all these humanitarian efforts. I'm doing this, that, and this, and that, and this, and that. It's like, okay, fine. Present the proof. But honestly, I don't even care about the proof of all this humanitarian efforts that you're doing. That don't matter to me. What matters to me is, did you get fired? If so, get the company name. Why is that such a hard thing to do? Just give us the company name. I don't care about any of this humanitarian shit, bro, to be honest with you. That has nothing to do with it. We're trying to figure out if you're scamming folks or not. Like, if you're scamming people, we need to know that because you got to be outed as another one of these grifters. Even though these pill poppers are crazy and they're stupid and they're annoying, they still don't deserve to be scammed. I mean, I know I've said some shit where like they deserve it and whatnot. Deep down though, like I don't think people deserve to be scammed. Like, it's crazy. It's a horrible thing, right? So again, we have an ongoing scam happening as we speak. All he has to do to clear things up is to literally give us a name. Why is that so hard? We don't care about any of these other details, bro.
Documentation signed where I can make content with me speaking with these kids as well.
Right. I'm trying to go through your story and trying to find it. It may have expired. So whenever you get a chance, unless you
Kevin says we still can't figure out what Aaron's talking about. I don't know what he's saying, bro. Like, I just see his mouth and tongue darting like a damn lizard, but like I can't understand anything else he's saying, bro. SJP with the $17 super chat. Let's get a dub in the chat for SJP. SJP says, without knowing someone's qualifications are you not qualified? What's he gonna say when someone is qualified? Quintessence. What is it? Quintessence. Yeah, that's what he said, right? All these characters are entertaining though. But ass. Well, I got something for you, bro.
But ass.
Yeah, it's like, bro, he's going around telling these women they're not qualified, but it's like, dog, like looking at your life right now and how it's not really put together the best. I'm not sure if you can say you're qualified. Like, this is being real with you. Kites is in the backstage. Shout out to you. But I don't know if you guys are real though. Like, is this a real Kites in the chat? Let me know if you're real, and then we'll have a conversation about this.
Unless you have those pictures saved on your phone or something, you can upload them to your story, and then whenever it posts, I'll go over there. But the reason why we know about this is because as we were starting to get set to start reaching out to you for the interview, this is one of the things that we had saw as we were talking to you. And for some people that want to see something right now, proof that he helped somebody, because we can only go by off of what is on the screen and what we have seen. This was posted by him for 2 hours ago. He said, taught this young man how to run this rigid K400. He now has a life skill and has bought a sports car from plumbing. Okay. So
hold on. Wait. He bought a sports car already? Already? This nigga? All right. So can you tell us the company that fired you yet or what? I'm glad that you took him on under your wing and he was able to buy a sports car. But an Instagram story isn't convincing enough for me, right? For all you know, this is somebody that helped you on a project on the Nextdoor app. We don't know if can we have him come forward, or can we have something? I don't know. Honestly, I don't even think we need to be going this route. I think it's honestly stupid to go this route. We just need to know the name of the company that fired you because it's relevant to the GoFundMe. That's all we care about. But you doing all these extra shit, this is fine. I think this is a great job that you're getting the youngers out there. What does this have to do with you getting fired? Because there's $14,000 sitting in the account right now. GoFundMe's waiting on you to verify it, and you're not doing it.
He now has a life skill and has bought a sports car from plumbing. Okay. So
all right, so Kite says, okay, so that's the real one. All right, so we're gonna get you on here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, so first of all, I think it's interesting that you did this interview. So shout out to you for doing that.
Appreciate you.
And shout out to you for being here too. By the way, I appreciate.
Oh yeah, I was me and my wife was chilling. We were just watching, because at the end of the day, purpose of the interview was to whatever information we had, let everybody have it. That way, people can make their decisions for themselves. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, but it didn't feel like that though, because there's certain things that you could actually, there's certain context that you guys could probably provide, or at least help try to provide, to make sure that the fans or people who are watching get a better, idea of what's going on.
So to give you, I know the interview is 2 hours long, but to give you more of an understanding of why the interview is the way it is one, this was not planned. This was not a planned interview. This actually happened. It was scheduled at 11 p.m. and the interview was recorded at 12 a.m. Like, so it's like literally it's an hour of things going on. So me and my wife, like, we didn't even have time to type out questions, but this was mainly because he wanted to address specifically the claims that MTR had specifically set out for him on that video. And so this reaction was not even, I wouldn't even say this was an interview. This was supposed to be his reaction. He wanted to just do a reaction to it. So this is, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So who was mainly pushing for that interview though? Was it you guys?
He requested it.
So he was the one requesting it because
because if you know the timeline from the Pop the Balloon, the day they did the episode for the Pop the Balloon, me and my wife had did a reaction, and he had actually saw the reaction, and he was a fan of the reaction. So then that following day is when we linked up and we did his first interview on the platform, and it was a video called Weapon X Tells All. It was the one that kind of blew up.
Okay.
From that point, after we did that interview, we kind of just we let him do his thing because we still got other stuff. We're not an interview channel. We're just reaction, but that was just convenient. He was a fan. He reached out. We just did that.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Just being straight with you. What are your general thoughts on his telling of the story right now of what's unfolding? Right? Do you think he's generally telling the truth? Where are you guys leaning on this?
So one thing we made sure to stress in the video was that his ex wants to also do an interview, but he wants to do an interview with him and the ex. So when the day we dropped the action,
You think that's a wise thing to do?
It's out of my hand. It's not like I want a lot of people to know. It's not like I saw one person in your chat saying like, oh, they're doing this so they can get clout and all that. We haven't interviewed a single person with us reaching out to that person. These are all people who have seen our stuff and they've came and asked us if we would like to have the conversation so they can clear things up. That's the direction our channel is going. We have not reached out and sought a single person except for the ex currently, but I had already had communication with his ex prior to, because when we dropped the first interview, her fan base came, and I don't want to say, okay, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Some of her fans, not all of them, came and they were offended that we did an interview with him, and they misconstrued what the interview was about. Our first interview with him was specifically about Pop the Balloon. At that point, we knew no allegations. We had no information. We just knew he was a fan of our reaction. And then the ex fan base thought we were, oh, you guys are supporting him. And they came and accused us of all this other stuff. And that's when I reached out to the ex. I found her on TikTok. And the ex basically told me flat out, it's not you guys' fault. You guys are just getting caught up in something that you guys were not in. So from that point on, after I had that message with the ex, me and my wife told the ex, we don't want any more part of it. We're backing out of it. We're not going to pick a side because we don't know if you're lying and we don't know if he's lying. So we would rather just not even be involved with it at all.
But
and that's why
I get that. I get that, right? Because you're media wise, you're trying to say, hey, we're just trying to get the story out there. But it still doesn't answer the question, though. The answer to the question is, like, do you, based off of what you're hearing so far, and I'm sure because you're doing your due diligence, you've probably seen him on an MTR stream. Do you think he's telling the truth?
So There's things I've seen that I can back up his side. But then there's also things I've seen from the ex I can also back up her side. So I'm kind of like, the reason why we're really going neutral is really because we're still on the fence ourselves, if that makes any sense. Because we don't know, like a lot of things that we put in the video was actually all the general knowledge that we have. Besides, there was one or two things he showed us that, because we don't know if he'll get legal trouble for revealing it. So we told him he has to reveal that to y'all on his own platform, because I'm not getting in trouble because I want to, do interviews and put stuff out and get him in legal trouble.
But do you believe though? Because some of the stuff, and I don't know how much you've watched of the stream, and I don't expect you to watch my stream at all or anything like that.
Yeah,
right?
this is my second time seeing you.
Shout out to you, man.
Yeah.
But my thing is, like, when you hear that legal troubles or this whole thing with the severance pay and whatnot, like the vibe I'm getting is it's stalling. He's stalling because just giving a company name is not something that's going to warrant you to lose any potential legal situations you're going to have. So why is it so hard to even when someone is suing you, to at least give you the name of someone who's suing you or
100%.
You don't think that's a little far-fetched? I get where you're coming from because you're trying to, stay neutral, but don't you think that's a little far-fetched of an explanation?
So here's what I'll say, because I don't want to speak on his behalf, but I have seen something. Okay, that's fine. He is open to speak with people about it when it comes to the job. I already know what the job. I know the business, so that's one thing I said it in the video too. I know the business, but I did not find out about the business in a proper way. I found out when I was receiving the backlash from the exes, and it was led to me getting a lot of information that quote unquote would be considered doxing. So that's why I'm not using that to say, hey guys, I have this, because I'm in California. Doxing is very seriously. I've already reported these pages that sent me this information, because these were not from him. These were from people who are against him. And California does not play about doxing. Doxing is very seriously. So I did the proper steps. I reported it to the proper people, and that's that. But I have seen it.
Don't you find it weird though? Like all these people calling in to get him fired, but yet only a few people know about the company name and that's out there. Does that honestly make sense to you though? Like, and I'm not denying the fact that maybe you do actually know the company name. We don't know. We're just out.
Yeah, no. At the end of the day,
I'm just saying, like, if you're looking at us, like thinking about it rationally, we're saying, okay,
right,
all these people knew his name, and you're saying even the women came to you and gave you the company name in your DMs or chat or however you received that information. So why isn't those same ex-girlfriends or somebody else who knew that information, or out of the women who called, why couldn't they just release it to the public? Where even
we were actually, if we can get the ex, because we're still waiting on her response. The ex, quote unquote, knows everything. So that's why we were leaving it up to if the ex.
But why would it depend on the ex though, right? Because she's the one that
she's also the one that's legally in one of the legal things with him. I tried to tell everybody.
Saying, though, like if she's able to leak that stuff to you, first of all, she's the one that leaked
she didn't leak it. No. Her fan base leaked it. Yes, not her. I don't want to put that claim on her.
That becomes problematic, because if we're saying her fan base did, that means it's more than one person that knew, right? So you tell me the fan base are that aggressive to basically leak something, but not and call his job to getting fired, but not aggressive enough to put it on a mass social media platform where everybody will at least know the name of the company and verify for themselves. You don't find that strange?
I will say this, right? There's a lot of things that are happening because everybody's only seeing the stuff that's coming out on these videos and these live streams. But talking to both of them, it's a lot of things that are happening that is like way crazier than you would think. Like the lady's receiving death threats, he's receiving death threats. They're both going through things. They're both talking about taking legal action. That's why when I said I don't want I don't want to say things on her half, and I don't want to say things on his half, because if they're both taking legal action, and that me saying something or claiming that they said something or trying to show off information that I quote unquote got from them, that can affect things legally, right? Because if they're both going,
it shouldn't be going on your show to begin with, right? I mean, that'd be
right.
smart.
No, that's 100%, and I agree that's 100% fair. But it's also, it goes back to my statement of, when we got this information, we weren't looking for this information, and that's why we try to stay out of this situation.
Right, but even the fact that he because you said earlier that he came to you guys for an interview. The fact that he came to you guys for an interview to further elaborate on this, that means he's literally putting you guys in that situation to begin with.
He came for the interview,
putting you guys in that situation where you're gonna have to cover it. Well, again, because if you don't mind, I kind of want to get into some of the I guess lack of criticism that was had there on his part. So I'd like to get to that later. But when people are looking at this, they're saying, okay, well, I mean, it kind of looks kind of funny, you know. It looks kind of funny because you're not certainly it's not a situation where he's, you know, okay, we can at least get the name of the company to verify certain points that he's telling the truth, right? That's all we need.
So one thing is
like that, like I don't think that should be too hard, right?
So one thing that was said in our video was he made the argument of, if people really wanted to have the information and they really wanted to get these interviews, he said he was open to reaching out to everybody. The reason why he wanted to specifically talk about the MTR thing is because when MTR dropped that video and I watched it, I had talked to him on Instagram and I said, hey, yo, MTR just talked about you. I thought you guys were cool. Because from what I'm understanding, when MTR did his interview, I had gave some super chats showing like, hey, that's what's up. Like, I'm glad you guys are having a good crossover. You know, I'm glad you guys both got this interview. Cool. And then I look at my YouTube again and that video came out and I'm like, hey, yo, what happened? Like, I thought y'all was good, you know, on some like mutual, like, did you see this or whatever? He reached out and said, oh, I want to do a reaction to this. Would you mind letting me use your platform again? And it was like, all right. I mean, if you want to talk about the MTR thing, that's cool. Now, when it comes down to the X thing, the reason why he knows we know about the X situation is because after we did that first interview and we got the harassment from the group, which I want to say it's not the X herself. It is just some people who are taking the story a little bit more passionate than her. So I don't want to put that on her. He knew about that because when we were receiving the claims and we received the doxing information, we let him know, hey, there's people that are giving your information out. They have sent it to us. We have reported the channel, but we're just letting you know your information is starting to circulate. And that's where we left that at.
No, but here's the thing, though, because like you said earlier that he's willing to just reach out to anyone if his people want to talk to him.
He said it on the interview.
He said it during the interview, but I think that's bullshit because clearly he's not willing to be forthcoming with like necessary information that could possibly help his case. Like this is all for him to help him, yet he's not helping himself. You understand? All you have to do is give us a name. You can get the funds released to you for GoFundMe. You can continue all these other things, but yet you're not doing that. And then when you actually get an interview on a platform with mediocre tutorials who has a strong fan base, who if you actually provide evidence, they're willing to follow you. Some of them are in the chat right now. They're just they're making up these different things to try to find a reason to see if this guy is innocent or telling the truth, but that's all they need. You had a big platform to do so. Why didn't you just take advantage of it? Instead, you allowed it to get to this point where he's getting pressure now. So fuck him, I guess, because he's trying to help you, right? All these different things, it just doesn't bode too well. So when he's saying he's willing to be open and forthcoming and doing that, we all can see that's bullshit because he couldn't even do that with a big platform like MTR. So I don't believe that at all. I believe there is some information, and I don't know what you guys know, right? And then again, you know, the things going on. You said eventually it's going to come to the light. It is what it is.
It will. That's
it will.
So
it will,
we
right?
will say it will. So and that's why one thing we stressed in our video is we are in the stance right now. Our channel is in the stance that whatever information that we can give, we just gonna give it because at the end of the day, our fans were invested for it. So that's the least we can do is we can give you guys the information, and y'all can make these. You guys can make your decisions, because there's a lot of people asking us. So, are you guys on his side? No. Are you guys on the X's side? No. Are you on MTR side? No.
That's only gonna get worse. Because you guys have put yourself in that position now. Because everyone knows this guy's an obvious liar. So now they're gonna be asking you guys on a daily, yo, what's his own? Listen, especially if he can't provide something as simple as a company name, you're gonna get pressure from your fans. You're probably gonna start feeling what MTR was feeling for a bit. Like, and I'm not gonna hold y'all. That's probably what's gonna happen, because they want to know. Like, one of the easy questions I want to know is, okay, this guy's coming up here, he's crowning you guys, saying, oh, well, this is hurting me, that's hurting me. Why didn't you guys ask about the $100,000 he had in the bank account?
Honestly, we didn't ask about it because we had already talked to him about it in the first interview.
Okay, what was the answer to that?
He just broke it down that just because he has $100K in the bank doesn't mean that it's something that you just randomly go to a bank and pull out and start using. That was the answer he gave us. But,
right, but you understand though, like just as a man, right? Like,
I get. So I want to clarify this. I get everything you're asking me, right?
Okay,
and I understand everything you're asking me. It's one of these things with I'm new to this YouTube content stuff, right? And it's also, I don't play when it comes down to, once people start showing me legal documentation that they're dealing with court things and stuff like that, I choose to, like, all right, that's none of my business. It's also knowing that, like I said, I've only done 2 interviews, so I'm not a professional interviewer. I'm a reaction channel. But once people show me stuff like this,
you're kind of in this boat now, so we can't. It's too late.
Yeah,
to go
and
back
it's like it's one of those things. I'm in this situation. In a
Yeah.
situation I never planned to be in. So it's like people immediately think I'm going to have the answers or be able to make bold statements. But it's like, if I don't want to be in this in the first place, and this is kind of something that has plopped in my lap, I'm not going to be as bold to start making claims and going, no, I'm lighting this bonfire. He did this and she's wrong.
No one is saying for you to do that, because obviously now you're having that same mentality of, okay, well, I have a brand too, right? So again, if you now that you're in the middle of it, wouldn't it make sense for you to at least either nudge the other party to say, hey, okay, I also have a brand to protect, right? I got over 25,000 subscribers, and my channel's growing. I need to make sure that you're 100% with us, because we're the ones who are carrying the story here. So can you at least give us a company name? Like, if he's not even willing to do that, I mean, is that something that you think is trustworthy?
It's one of those things. Like I said, I get what people are saying. The fact that people want to know the company name and he hasn't given it. Oh yeah, 100%. I understand it.
So then I guess then why not do what's best for you and your channel and just let people know what's going on? You don't have to insult the guy. You don't have to be
because
he's already, it just makes him look worse if he's telling you not to release it.
Because he's already told us that he already plans to, with his channel, he already plans on letting all that information go anyway. So that's why I'm telling.
So he has a YouTube channel.
He's going to start doing his own things. That's what I'm saying.
Though, like, let me ask you this. I'm not asking you as from your channel perspective. I'm just asking you, like, from what would you do type scenario, right? Wouldn't it make more sense to release that info on a massive platform with a massive reach rather than a brand new YouTube channel that you're trying to get off the ground?
If you're asking me,
man to man, I don't need.
If you're asking me you're asking me in general as a person,
man to man, like
as a person,
that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, right? But then if you ask me as with a content creator's mindset, his route makes sense. And that's the thing that a lot of people
his route, because like a content
it makes sense because he's already buzzing. There's already a lot of things going around his name. And at the end of the day, the only reason why our videos blew up is because he was actually there to say it, right? Versus if I would have did that interview and I would have just said like, oh, here are the text messages that he gave me when I texted him and here's some messages that he said, and I made a whole video based off of these text messages, right? Do you feel like the video would have circulated versus him actually being there saying something?
No, it doesn't make sense. Here's why it doesn't make sense. Because as a content creator, I think like a content creator, I would want to go on a bigger platform. to spread it. It would make more
Well, he
sense.
already, but then again, we also
This is what even more established channels will do. They would still go on larger platforms, even if there's a scandal going on, to go ahead and get that story spread around to get their voice out there, right? So it makes more sense as a content creator to go on a larger channel and just deliver the receipts there instead of stalling, waiting weeks, and then trying to do it on your channel that's just getting started, because then no one is going to see it. Because think about it, his reputation was already tanked on the largest channel out there. You want to sit there and tell me that he's more than willing to let his reputation get tarnished on a massive platform, but isn't willing to get it fixed on a massive platform and wants to do it on his show that he's going to be struggling to get off the ground? I get he has buzz right now, but the buzz he has is not good at all. People think he's a scammer.
But have you been keeping up with him on his IG with all his updates that he's been talking about?
I'm not on IG like that.
Oh, okay. See, that's another thing I'm noticing. So on his IG, he's already brung all this stuff up about the collaborations and the interviews and the people he's going to be working with, and they're bigger than us. They're bigger than MTR. One of them is he's supposed to do something alongside the Shade Room, and so stuff like that. So it's not like he's already going to somewhere bigger. Our channel is just something that, that was his first thing, but now it's beyond us.
No, I really don't think so, because you are the last ones with the keys to proving his case. He doesn't really have anything else. Like, I don't think like anybody who hosts him after you guys, and this is what we're gonna get into with the criticism, right? Because anyone who hosts him out of you guys are going to be harsh. They're gonna be like, not harsh in a way of like they're gonna be roasting him or anything like that. And I'm not even, I wouldn't say I'm being harsh to you or anything like that.
I don't think you're being harsh at all. It sounds to me like you just want to know.
Asking pointed questions, right? Like, I mean, like, pointed questions is like really, really good follow-ups. Like, okay, let's get back to the stalking scenario. Now, you mentioned on MTR stream, or at least it was misconstrued on MTR stream, however you want to phrase it, right? That you showed up in company's truck to show up to stalk your girlfriend. And even on your stream, the one we reacted to, he low-key kind of admitted that, saying, well, the tracking part anyways, and he admitted that, saying, well, I was in love. I don't care if you're in love, bro. That's not a justification for stalking on company's time, right? So these are things that I would, even with you guys, I'd have been like, okay, let's press him further on this, because this has to do with your reputation as a channel too, wouldn't you say?
But we've already called him out on that.
Okay, what was the answer?
Yeah. We called him weird for that.
Yeah, you call him weird, that's fine, but let's ask her like why he did that. What was the point of showing up to stalk his ex-girlfriend?
And that's what the interview with him and his ex is supposed to address.
So we gotta wait till his ex. Do we even know if his ex wants to talk to him live? And
I
why
wouldn't.
would he do that live?
I wouldn't be bringing it up if we weren't already trying to set it up and get everything. That's why I'm telling you. So it's like a lot of these. I feel like it's as unfortunate. The thing on the internet is everybody wants information right now. And the thing is, he's already extended the window to the ex. I've already communicated with the ex. I'm just waiting for her final feedback, and then that's done. Daughter, they're going to do that. So that's where you're going to get all the stalking thing, the things the people have been claiming that he's done against women. That's where all that's at. The purpose of this video that we did was specifically for the MTR thing, just like the first interview we did was specifically for Pop the Balloon.
Fine, let's actually get into that. What do you think about this whole MTR scenario and how he's now against the whole idea of supporting this guy?
So I told Aaron this, and this is on the video, and I told him this before. I said, you have to look at it from MTR's perspective. I understand why MTR went the route he went, because at the end of the day, I was there when Abba and Preach dropped the video, and I was there when he got all that backlash, because I was watching the live stream when it happened. So I was there. So I told Aaron flat out, I understand why MTR is doing this, because when you have your own audience and you have all these other audiences going, you supported this scammer, you set this up, you did this is your fault. Why don't you address it? Why didn't you call him out? I understand it, because it's the same thing that happened to us when we were just trying to be Pop the Balloon fans. We only wanted to talk about Pop the Balloon. That interview, if you look in those comments now, it's just people flooding. Why didn't you guys call him out on this? Do you know he's in this? Why did you give this guy a platform? So I understand 100% where MTR is at. Luckily, people in my audience understood that, hey, Kite is only trying to talk about Pop the Balloon. He didn't know anything about all this other stuff.
Yeah,
So-
but you would say as those relevant information are coming in, that'd be something you'd want to ask while he's there, right? Like, hey, bro, like people are saying this, why not just what's going on here? Can you elaborate a little bit? What does this mean?
We've already everything. So everything you're saying right now has been a conversation we've already thrown at him. I've told him already.
Right. So what do you think of those answers he gave back with you? I didn't see the conversation you had with him, so I'm asking for your honest.
If you watching the
conversations you already had, I didn't watch it though. Like based on the conversation you guys already have, what do you think of those answers? Do you believe they were genuine, or do you believe it was just stalling?
I told him flat out, and it's in the interview too. With his answers he gave him, I said, the answers you give me do not prove you're innocent, but they also do not prove you're guilty. And I told him flat out, no matter what, I want to hear the rest of the story. I want to hear the rest.
At the start of the stream we reacted to, he showed a card that was supposed to be his alleged plumbing card, right?
Yeah, his plumber card, yeah.
So did you get a full picture of what?
Yes,
like?
I was trying to tell you to help you while you're doing this, because I was actually, regardless of what people think, like even right now when we're having this conversation, I was actually enjoying just listening. I was chilling. So one thing I've been pointing out, every time people have given me updates on that video, the video you're watching now, I've been updating the pinned comment on the video. So if you back out the video and you go onto the pinned comment, I've been putting updates based off of information that people have been posting. That's why.
Right. My thing is, have you seen the full? Like, okay, let's say because he didn't show the full.
Yeah, I'm trying to get. No. I'm trying to get. So if you go into the pinned comment, there's two links. There's one link that Daphne, the lady that was the one making the claims or whatever. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but the one that was talking to MTR, she has already uploaded his full plumber card, and then there's also a link.
So you can verify that photo is his.
Yeah, you can click it right now if you just.
But does that match what he put up here with your?
Yes. That's why I wouldn't have pinned it if it wasn't exactly what he showed me. So, like I said, if you want to do it right now on your stream so your audience can see it, it's pinned comment right now. Yeah, it's pinned comment. Yeah, it's out there for everybody.
Show, right?
Yeah, you're already on the video, so if you just unfull screen it, you can just click it.
Let me see here. This one on Instagram?
Yeah, there's two. There's one on Instagram, and then there's one that somebody had commented because they had researched it, and it led to the site where he got the certificate from. I don't know if the links still work, but it should still be there. And these are just recently pinned, so it's not like I tried to change it or nothing. We just got those. So yeah.
All right, so hang on. Let me open them.
Yeah.
All up here.
So if you want to show it to your audience, you can. It's all there.
I'm about
yeah.
to.
If they're not working, let me know. I can see if I can get you another link.
All right, I'm trying to get both links opened up here. All right, so the first one he had, okay, so that's this one here.
Yeah.
Let me show this one here. All right.
And I think the first one is the one that the lady who's gonna do the video about him actually.
So this is accountability.
Yeah.
This is the card that he showed up, right? So it says
right.
Journeyman license, City of Phoenix, gas plumbing filter.
And he's actually going at her with that because she, I guess, allegedly showed this without his permission. So now they're going back and forth about it, but she's saying like it's public, so here it is. But this is the one she uploaded, and then if you go to that next link, it should say something like a guy put it in there. That's the one where the guy actually went to the website to see if it was registered, and he posted that one. So I pinned it because he went and found it. So I was like, all right, I'll pin it for you guys. Okay, the whole point of
her comment though next to this actually kind of makes sense though, because she's saying you see how easy it was for me to get. This is one of the documents the real MTR asked Aaron for. He stalled for days. I got it in seconds. He just got his journeyman license in February of this year for the city of Phoenix. It lasts 3 years. The Arizona Register of Contractors said you need to be licensed in the state of Arizona to perform plumbing services. That would mean that job you had, or that job you said you had, hired you recently before allegedly firing you. That right there is what I was reading. That you made a good point. So, okay, let's say this. Let's say he is a licensed plumber, right? This is the main point, though. It's the GoFundMe we're talking about here, because like it's like, dude, you're saying you got fired from a job, but you got your card as recent as February.
For the well, this is a renewal though. This doesn't mean that this is it doesn't mean that this is the first time he's gotten this journeyman's license. So this is a renewal.
So did he tell you the first time he got his German license?
No. I didn't ask that deep.
So I think that's the information we need to know before we know what's going on. Because if we don't know,
that goes back to what I told you when I first got in here. All the information we have gotten, we have been trying to make sure we put it out for you guys. So even the stuff that you're showing right now, even how right now you don't even agree with him, to us, that's fine. Because at the end of the day, this information was free game for you guys. That's the whole point of doing the video, is free game information. We wanted to give everybody free game because we felt like there was too many people making speculations on, I heard this and I heard this.
Even that note she had up, it says this, you can't renew these licenses. You got to get a new one. But you said earlier some license renewal, right?
It should be a license renewal because this is in Arizona, but he also did plumbing in New Mexico. He's a journeyman.
So bad at, because I thought I just saw that post that popped up here. Okay, so let me go to the other one. It's got the same registration number as the card. So this is the one that this is second link. You said
this is somebody in our comments, like probably an hour or two into the video being live. They said this is the same link that they sent to, I don't want to name the Queen of Accountability. They said that they had sent this to MTR and the Queen of Accountability, basically trying to tell them like this information wasn't impossible to look up. So
right. I mean, it's renewal eligible, but it doesn't say this was a renewal. And if she is right so far, it's at February of this year.
Right.
So like literally 4 or 5 months ago, barely, right? That's he got this.
So at the end of the day, and so if it, then I guess I misplayed on words. I don't know, but I don't want to. That's why I'm saying I don't want to make definite statements. I'm just giving you guys stuff that
is like even in a renewed date category, here, there's nothing here. So you can't say it's a renewal if there's not a
but
date.
But then if you the video, he also states in the video that Arizona was not the first place of his plumbing. He also states that he was doing it in New Mexico.
So does he have a New Mexico license? Can provide you?
He said anybody that wants to do the next interview for him, if they want that documentation, he has no problem providing it for you. That's why
he's already tapped in with y'all. Why? I mean, y'all already seem to have a good relationship. Just ask him for that info.
The thing is, we don't know him. I'm gonna keep it a stack. No, it's because
right?
No, I'm gonna keep it a stack. A lot of people are thinking, oh, he went on your interview twice. You guys must have a close relationship. We don't talk to this dude. Like he's a cool guy from what we talk to, but we don't actually talk to him. Like I said,
he chose you guys because he can easily go to any other platform to go talk to him, right? But
he was a fan of our reactions. So exactly that's the only basis of the.
But that's rapport, though, right? So he already has some kind of rapport with you already, just because he's a fan. Because like me, he won't talk to me. He probably won't talk to MTR again because he doesn't have good rapport with them anymore, right? But with you, he still does. So why doesn't he just tell you that information?
I haven't asked him because honestly,
and like this is what we're talking about. These are questions that like. When people say, okay, I'm not saying it's you specifically, but when we look at all these other channels, even the first interview that MTR did, it was like, okay, these are questions you need to be asking people like that. We got to be pointed here with our questions because again, 14 grand is on the line here. It's not chump change either.
Right. And so that's why I can say I understand what you guys are getting at. And that's why we have been stating it the whole time. These interviews are based off of what they are. There's a lot of information that when we recorded the first interview, we didn't know about. Then when he requested to do a reaction to MTR, that was the basis of what we talked about. It's not like we're having conversations like, hey, man, are you also going to do this when you do the recording? Are you also going to do that? It was just, hey, I want to do this. I want to react to the video. Can you set the video up? Yep. Boom. Let's get it started. And that was it. That's basically how the conversation.
Even here, it doesn't even state a company either. right?
This is
So
not my link. This is a link that somebody.
no,
sent
I get
before
it.
the
No,
video.
but I'm
Yeah.
trying to get you to see what I'm seeing though, as someone
Yeah.
who would normally ask a question, like, because I tend to investigate shit myself, so I look for certain things, right? So I'm just saying, like, me and you being on the same wavelength here, like, okay,
Right.
at least if he was fired or whatever company that he was working for at the time, and he got licensed recently this year, and you and I can agree that this wasn't a renewal because there's no renewal date under that tab here, so that means that if he actually had a job, it would show up at the company portion right here, right?
Right, but then it goes back to the later points in the interview where he talks about how he was actually working in New Mexico and stuff like that.
Right.
Now,
So, but that
I
should
wanna,
be no problem. Just like he had the card here on the Instagram, right? Or maybe it wasn't him, but just like he was able to show you the card, he would have no problem actually showing the other licenses that he
and
got.
so that's why I keep referring back to the interview, because he addressed
But the
this
interview isn't going to help because we know in those interviews those questions weren't asked.
But then that goes back to the point I'm trying to make is you're
Right.
asking me questions and I can only go off of information I have from the interview, because
I'm
the
just
interview is
asking
the information I know.
questions that if I was in your shoes and I had that interview that we were reacting to just now, I would have asked and got the answers to, right? So I'm asking you because I maybe there's something in the background that you guys knew, and maybe you're
But
not
with
telling me
this,
because of
but
that.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know.
okay. So look,
But these
I
are
want
questions I
to
would ask
hold on.
him.
Right, but now I want you to put yourself in my shoes, right?
Yeah.
Because all these questions are questions of this is what these same questions you're asking is the reason why I said I'm not picking a side in this, right? Because I will admit I've thought of this too, but
Yeah,
I
but then why
also
did you ask
hold
it? You're
on
not picking a side, you're just being honest.
because if we're gonna have this conversation, you got to take my words for what they are and not try to mold it, because I'm telling you exactly what it is, cut and dry, what's in the paint. It's the flat out. The first interview was only about Pop the Balloon, because that is specifically only thing that we contacted him about. This second interview, when he reached out, was specifically only about him reacting to MTR. This was not us doing more research, because we had already washed our hands of the situation.
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to tell. And I don't want to sit there, because I'm listening to you and I'm like, yeah, I agree with you. But I can't sit there and go back in time and be like, why didn't I ask you this? Because in my mindset, when I'm starting the video, I'm only thinking about what the video is going to be. I'm only like I said, we found out he wanted to do it at 11. We started recording at 12. That's it. There was no, all day I'm going to reach out to you. It was 11, 12. And then we got done recording by 1, and the video was uploaded by 11 the next day. So we didn't even the questions we asked on that video, these were not typed out questions, these were not planned out questions. That's why you notice he did majority of the stopping in the video, because it wasn't even supposed to be a designated interview. It was supposed to be his reaction to the MTR video.
I guess. I mean, it is what it is. Because, like, let's say if I was in your shoes, like you asked earlier, that's probably definitely what I would do, right? So if he's watching and if he's as open as you say he's open to have conversations with anybody, which I highly doubt he is, the invitation is open, my dude. Come up here, and if you're not scared and you won't answer the question, then maybe I'm asking. To be honest, maybe I'm asking the wrong people, right? Maybe I should be asking him those.
And
questions.
that's why I said
own up to it, right? But I'm just saying that there's certain things when you're looking at something like this, it's just like there's certain questions.
And so with the information you're giving me right now, even right now, right? A lot of people can try to see like, oh, well, maybe he's pressuring him to answer these questions. Right now, I'm taking what you're asking me right now, and I'm using this as a learning thing, because like I said, we're not professional interviewers. This is technically, we've only interviewed him and one other Pop the Balloon person. Other than that, we have only done reaction content. So maybe we should have allowed the interview to go to more professional people. If people want to make that argument, yeah, that's cool. For our perspective,
I would say it's not allowing them, because obviously if he gives you the interview, you guys deserve to, give that deserved interview. I mean, it is what it is. You guys can take that opportunity. It's just because my thing is when you say prep work and not this recent interview, but the last one you did, I get it. I understand. It's just one of those things when you're looking at all these other inconsistencies, those are things that I want to just get squared away right off the bat, right? And I'd be a little bit more pointed about it than just
Yeah.
You're just saying, okay, maybe we don't ask this or that. Now, that's all I'm just saying, right?
Yeah,
But
and so that's why we took that, and that's exactly why that exact thinking right there is exactly why when me and my wife talked about it, my wife already
shout out to
didn't.
her, by the way, too. I
Thank you
think
so
that's
much.
cute. You guys are doing this
Yeah.
thing together. That's awesome.
And the sad part is she was the main one who wanted to wash her hands of this because my wife, she doesn't do this internet stuff very well. This is even the people with the harassment that's been coming to us about it. A lot of people don't realize it's nerve-wracking. Our phones go off all day with people going, you guys need to go talk to Dex.
Hey,
go
listen,
talk to Dex. Go
it's
talk to Dex.
the social media territory,
Yeah.
man, and you're gonna have to get used to that. You're gonna have.
I know, and you know what the sad part is, and that's why most people right now, right? Most people would be afraid to even come on and with the questions you're asking. A lot of people would not want to come on here and answer. But the thing is, my whole point is, I'm a Christian-based channel, so transparency is very important to me. That's why when me and my wife talked about this, the hour that he said he wanted to do the reaction, I told my wife specifically, when we do this reaction, one, we are going to try to remain as unbiased as possible, meaning that even if he says something that I really agree, we're not going to give that reaction because at the end of the day, this is not about us anymore. This is about people who are invested in what he has to say. It's not about us. And two, any information that we are given, we're going to put it out there to be transparent because at the end of the day, just like everybody wants to know, we want to know too, especially since he's been on our brand.
I feel that. My thing is like my curiosity for knowing, it just leads me to asking certain questions that I don't care.
You know what? You're not wrong for asking your
questions.
questions.
So, and you also know that you had those same thoughts too as well. I just think for future reference, if you, I wouldn't say discount.
No, give me the advice. I want you to give me the advice. I want you to give me the advice.
Reference, man. If you got something on your chest and it don't make sense, ask the question. I say definitely don't be a dick about it. I don't like to be a dick, even when I'm talking to people. Yeah, I'll clown you here and there, but I'm real respectful when having a conversation because ultimately it's the conversation that matters to me, right? So you could be respectful about asking these questions, but if deep down you're having these thoughts, it'd be a good idea to just let it be known to the person you're interviewing, so that way for your audience, because like you mentioned earlier, y'all are not best friends, you barely know the guy, but you do owe it to your fans. So those are the people.
Yeah, and that's why if you look at the whenever you do finish reacting to the video, right? If you look at, there's going to be a point where I tell him, when this information comes out, if you're guilty, you are guilty. And if you are innocent, you are innocent. But we are not going to be the people that are advocates of defending you. And we are not going to be the advocates of people that are accusing you. And he understood that. And I told him, because if it comes down to it, we don't know what you did. All we know is what you're telling us. And that's why when we do the X thing, if we at any point see that the X is telling the truth, or if you are telling the truth and people are trying to, get aggressive with each other because you don't want the truth to come out, we're going to shut it down. Because at the end of the day, you guys have now brought a lot of people into it.
The X was telling the truth, though, especially about the stalking and the tracking, because he admitted that on MTR show. That was undeniable. We know that.
Yeah, but then there's more things. I mean,
the thing is, I'm just saying, when we're talking about credibility-wise, he's already ruined because he did that to himself. He at first said she was a liar, and then he came out of his mouth. It wasn't that somebody else put a receipt out there that proved his innocent. It was his mouth. He self-snitched and proved that she was right, which led to the whole reason MTR apologizing to the X, because before that, MTR was full game in going at this woman.
So here's why,
right?
I'm gonna give you insight on why we were like, okay, we're down to do the interview with you and the X, right? When the X's fan base had reached out and they were blowing it up and they were blowing us up, and we brought up the claims, I said, hey man, I actually suggested he find a different channel, a better channel, to, if he was gonna do this, get some legal people, and if they say he can do the interview with somebody else, by all means, do your thing, right? But I said, if we do the interview with the X, like her fan is requesting, I told him, okay, if we do that, you need to come with all your receipts and all your evidence for your claim. And
Can I say, I don't think he's going to do that.
Well, but I'm getting to the point. So when
okay, go ahead.
But here's where I was in your same thing, right? Because when I heard the claims, I'm like, dang, like, is he gonna do it when I send him this and I tell him this? Is he gonna be like, okay, cool? He was actually the one was like, I want to do it. I want her to come out. I'll pay her to do the interview with us. That's how much I want to prove my innocence. And at that point, I'm like, okay, so maybe there is something that he can prove that we don't know about. And so that's
the reason why I push back against that real quick is just that if he could have proved against that, he would have done that a long time ago. Second of all, I think that why doesn't he even need to speak to his ex? His ex has been on other shows already and speaking about this stuff. Was she on Great Bill Show or something like that? I thought she was on Great Bill Show. Shout out to Great Bill.
I don't.
If you're there,
I don't.
But she went on his show already talking about this already. So I mean, it's not. I guess what I'm not understanding is why do we even have to wait for her? And not only that, why is he demanding that she then does it? If he's waiting for her to bust out the receipts that's going to save his skin right now, why didn't he just do that when he was on the biggest platform out there? It just doesn't make any type of sense whatsoever.
And with that
note, it just seems like we're going to have more of the same thing where it's just going to be an opportunity for him to try to go at her like personally, and then we're going to see more drama shit out there, which is fine. I mean, we're all for the bullshit, but it's just one of those things that when it comes down to getting to the main point, are you lying about getting fired? I don't think this is going to really help.
And it goes back to my point of I made sure to ask him on my interview. I made sure to bring it up. I said, if people reached out to you right now after they watched this and said they want to have an interview because they have questions to you, are you willing to talk with these people? And so now on video, he says yes. So now the ball's in you.
You're gonna moderate. You gotta be.
No. This is what. No. This is what. Hold on. This is
him out on the cell phone tracking and the company work going to her vehicle. I don't care if he wants to justify it of him being in love or whatever the fuck he wants to justify it as a moderator. You gotta have to be off road with that.
Oh yeah, 100%. So when I'm talking about is concerning, 100%. I've already told both of them.
That stalking shit's not okay.
Yeah, I already told both of them. If we do, me and my wife do the interview with you guys, we're not letting either of you. If we see any type of manipulation tactic, if we see any type of straw manning, if we see any type of tap dancing from either side, we are going to hold you guys accountable to it. But the thing I'm referring to is how you have a lot of questions now. How you said he won't reach out to you. In this video is proof. We just asked him, would he be willing to talk to people that reach out to him? And this is why I'm saying
it's over. If he's watching right now, hit the link. I'll pin the link right now.
I don't know if he's here, so I wouldn't know.
Hop on, or hit me up on Discord. Hit me up on Instagram if you want. If that's your preferred method, I'll check my Instagram.
Yeah. So he said he's willing to talk to anybody that is willing to have the discussion.
I'm willing.
So
I'm willing to have the discussion. Come on up. Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
like right here.
So I applaud you. I hope he reaches.
I don't think he would though. That's the thing.
I mean, it's like there's a lot of things that I say that exact same thing, but I never expected for him to be like, hey, I want to do the reaction thing. You get me? Because after we did the first Pop the Balloon, after he did MTR, I only have 20K. MTR is like what, 7, 8?
We're the same boat then.
Right. So now look at it from my perspective is 1, I'm not a professional interviewer. Right. 2, I'm relatively a small channel. And so once I saw, he got stuff with the Shade Room, he got stuff with MTR, he got stuff doing all this. My mindset was after we did that interview, it was, well, at least you got one, like time to go, get back to your reacting thing. So when I get that message saying like, hey, I want to do the reaction to MTR with you guys, it's like, of course, I'm like, oh, snap. All right, well, I guess I get a second one. My mindset is not like everybody else where everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm the guy that's going to have the exclusive scoop. It was just like, oh, okay, cool. You feel me? Like, I guess I get to do another one. So that's just my mindset.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Aaron Sloan. I mean, you see, I'm not like, listen, I'm clowning your ass. I'm gonna have to, right? But I'm not gonna be disrespectful. I'm gonna ask you questions. But again, I'm personally thinking you're not gonna show up. Prove me wrong, right? If you're watching, hit me up, or if you're watching right now, hit the link, hop on up, let's talk about it. But other than that, I mean, I personally don't think you're gonna do it. Just to be honest, I really don't. Because
all I can say is, I don't know if you plan on
all the platforms. I don't
know if you plan on watching the rest of the video. I don't know if you plan on watching the rest of it, but
probably not. The rest of the interview, probably this interview.
Well, he does address other things, but if you're
like
solely
what?
focused,
Can we go over that right now since it was your interview? Let's talk about it.
I mean,
because I mentioned the card thing. I don't like. We already just
the card thing. Okay,
so got done talking about it, right? This
okay. So what else? Whatever I can answer, I'll answer for you right now.
All right, let me get this super chat real quick. Taylor with the $2 super chat says, no, Glassy has with $2 super chat. Shout out to you. Says, Aaron realized YouTube simp money flows better than plumber money. I'm telling you, bro. These pill poppers, they know how to spend. Tony shout out to you for the 5 says, "Sup, fam? Doesn't Pop the Balloon guy's head look like Squidward's Eastern Island head house from SpongeBob?" I'm like, nah, it reminds me of Stonehenge, but I don't know. But here's the thing, though. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know, bro. I just need to know what company this is, right? Shout out to Pink Pill for Business with the $10 super chat. Says, this is the Pink Pill. I came on my other channel because one of your goons either timed me out or banned me for no reason at all. Hey, yo, who did that? Mods, who did that? Own up to it, because I'm going to research it right now. If you did it, let me know. Put it in the Discord. Let's talk about it. Undo it, because you're not supposed to get your fifis involved in this. All right, mods, we talked about this. I'm going to start taking wrenches away, and I don't give a fuck. Y'all know that. I don't give a fuck, bro. If you day one or not, if you're breaking the rules, you get your wrench taken. All right, you can get it back, but stop banning people. Shout out to you. Let's make sure Pink Pill gets her unbanned. Shout out to you for letting me know. Taylor with the $2 super chat says the card is capped. I googled. What do you have to say about that? Do you again? I think let's just go over the card a little bit, because I don't think. I mean, it had a little seal on it, but
yeah, it's the seal of Arizona on the card. A lot of people were because when we uploaded the video today, of course, everybody was going off about like, why didn't you guys show it? Why didn't you guys show it? We pointed out in the pin comment, the reason why we didn't point it out is because if this is his private information, then we don't want to be the person that they say, oh yeah, y'all doxed him. And again,
but
we
it's
take
not well, you won't be able to be blamed for it, because
of all, but you gotta remember this is before we found out Queen of Accountability had uploaded this. So we didn't know she had uploaded this before we did the video. When we did the video, we only had when he had showed us this.
So again, I personally think this card's legit, and the reason why I think the card's legit is because the number actually matches what I see over here, right?
Yes.
So that same number matches. What goes against him, though, is the lack of company that's here. There's no company listed, and the date in which he got this card issued, because the time frame basically, this right here actually disproves everything he said. Right, because the time frame does not match up. Like, bro, it doesn't match up, and it would have made more sense if it was a renewal, right? But we know this is a fresh license, and this was only like 4 or 5 months ago. That's not that long ago. So he just got it, but he's claiming a show he was on a month ago. Shortly after that, women called in to getting fired, but we don't even have a company listed. So that means that, I mean, he wasn't even working. Was he even working at a company like 4 months ago? These are questions you gotta ask, right?
Yeah. So what he let us know was he is working for a company, and he also is a traveling journeyman. So that is plumbers that go around with so he pairs up with a.
But when you first get a license, though, right? There's a company that sponsors you, right? So why isn't that company 4 months ago sponsoring him? At least we would know that there's a name to a potential company.
So some of the master plumbers he's been working with his journeyman license have also came out on social media to back him. So they've been basically vouching for him as he goes back and forth with the lady. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but her. So with that note, he has also pointed out in the interview that the information that they pulled up in the video where she said, oh, we looked up your LLC in Arizona and California. They never heard of you. They don't know you. He said, first off, that was wrong, because his LLC was in New Mexico. New Mexico was the main place of him working.
That's fine, but then we would have a New Mexico license, right?
And in my mind, I
You need a
imagine.
license to perform in that state. Otherwise,
I think you need a license to perform in every state, right?
Yeah.
So I think the reason why I can't say this is why. I can only go by what I think. I
Okay.
think the reason why he showed this one is because this one is the most relevant because he is currently in Arizona.
Yeah, but I know, but it's the most damning too because it's the most relevant. But it shows that you weren't working at a company, or he wasn't working at a company at the time an alleged firing happened. Right? It proves that he has a license, so I give him props for that. So we were wrong on that. He has a license, but the timeline disproves his narrative that he was fired from a job because he didn't have a job.
But then you got to remember, you can also work for an LLC and also work with a plumbing company at the same time.
Right. But even that LLC isn't in there as a form of registry.
No,
right?
it's in the video.
No, I'm talking on the license here.
I think this site only applies to Arizona. If you look at their main, if you click on their main site at the top left.
Okay, like Phoenix here.
Yeah, if you click that at the top left, I believe the site breaks it down that it is specifically.
So then my follow-up question is how the way it was easy for him to whip out this Phoenix card on your show, right? Like he also claimed that it was easy for him to do, right? Why couldn't he just pull out these other cards from these other states?
He said specifically, stated in the video, if anybody else wants to see all this information and I got to keep showing you guys my credentials, hit me up. Let's do the interview and I'll slap them all out for y'all to see. He said that in the interview. So, yeah.
All right, I guess I mean, here personally, I don't think he's going to answer the call. I would like for you to come up here. Let's talk about it. I got questions for you. If not, it is what it is. Aaron Sloan, you do what you got to do. We just think I don't think a lot of the stuff is enough to really prove a whole lot on your side. But the one thing that you did prove is that you got a license. It just proves that you don't have a job there. And the thing is, all he has to do is give us the name of the company that fired you. That's it.
So the reasoning he said he gave us for the reason why he's not uploading the company is because he is actually in a negotiation for his severance pay with the. I
don't believe that.
I mean, it's not up to me to be like.
No, I know. This is the reason why I'm saying that and just leaving it at that is because there'd be more questions I would have to ask you, but you didn't ask you or you don't know the answer, so I would have to ask him.
Yeah, because
would know the answer.
The thing that I do know is when you work at certain states that are at will, they don't need a reason to fire you per se when you work at an at will state. So
yeah, and they don't need to give the reason to give you a severance package either.
Right. So that's why people. But the thing that at will states allow you to do is you are allowed to dispute with the companies for your severance.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying, though. It looks bad on him because what his ex is alleging is, and what he confirmed was he used company truck and resources to, for personal use. So that's right off the bat. If you're working at will state, that's enough to fire you, right? So
it's enough to fire you. It's enough to fire you, but it's one of those things. Is if you never got caught, then.
Well, he did get caught because he exposed himself on social media. That's what I'm saying. Like the fact that he's trying to baby this case and wait for a lawyer, you're already fried, my boy. You're barbecued, son. Like you admitted that you did all these things.
But he also said he's fighting it because he also has claims that he can put in for racial discrimination on that same job at the time. Now, the reason why he said he's not
discrimination.
Yeah, he said it. Yeah, all this is in the interview. All of this is in the interview. I'm telling you. That's why I'm able to relay it to you. He also stated he has been facing certain racial discriminations in that same workplace, and that is why he got his attorney to also dispute for his severance. Now,
do you know that makes him look even worse, right? Because then how do we know for sure it's the women that called to get him fired, and it wasn't the discrimination part that was really the reason, the real reason.
And that's why also in the video,
this doesn't look good at all.
Also in the video, he debunked the 500 women calling. It stated in the video as well. He said that was an exaggeration. He did receive calls. It was not 500. He said that out of he was emotional and hysterical.
It wasn't 500 women. Let's say
it wasn't 500. Yeah,
right?
He said that. He said that in the video.
And they called, but the fact that he mentioned he was already having racial discriminatory problems at that job already, then maybe the main thing wasn't the fact that 5 women called into his job from a
well, you got to here's because
the reason he got fired was this discrimination, and I don't know if it was 100% right, but maybe the reason he got fired was this discrimination thing.
The beautiful thing is when you're
but that would mean that the whole premise of the GoFundMe doesn't make any sense, because let's say if it wasn't 500 women, because 500 was a lot. Let's say it was just 5 or 3 women called and got him fired, right? It still doesn't warrant. I mean, come on, you got to think about this here. Like now you're bringing up the discrimination part. Where was that along? So right?
Yeah, and again, I encourage you to ask him that. And to your chat, to your chat saying that like that's not a debunk. I'm saying debunk in the terms of he already said that the 500 thing was not the truth. That's why I'm maybe debunk is not properly worded, but he admitted on the thing the 500 was exaggeration. He said
exaggeration, right?
He admitted it was an exaggeration. It wasn't that many, but he said it was along the terms of he was getting a large number of complaints from people on the company, and the company brought it up. The reason why he said
this fucking clown over here. Hold up, I'm sorry, bro, because I listen. I'm gonna let y'all troll in my chat. I'm okay with that, but y'all gonna get barbecued whenever I see some dumb shit. This L Hitman X, is that you? Is that no? That this nigga don't look like him. I thought it was Weapon X bullshit. Alt account. Listen, bro. He says, Duke, you got all the comebacks to make sure this black brother gets buried. How did this all of a sudden turn to race? He's scamming black brothers potentially right now, and we're trying to get to the truth. And me asking questions to potentially prevent black brothers who are supporting this guy from getting scammed is me asking him to bury him? How? He's the one that came up with the story. We just trying to get to the bottom of it. You see how dumb you people think? Like, what the fuck is that? How am I trying to get him buried if we're just trying to figure out this $14,000 of black male money locked up is legit, or are those black men getting scammed? Oh, but I guess you don't care about the black men getting scammed. You just worry about the scammers getting off. How does that make me a bad person? I'm just trying to ask questions no one else has asked since they've interviewed this nigga. This is what everyone wants to know. So if that makes me some kind of what trying to bury him for what? How is that trying to bury him? What is it? Asking the name of the company that fired him to help his case is trying to bury the brother? Are you stupid? Like what kind of mentality is that? Bro, your attitude, it keeps people back. Because then those brothers and sisters who donated to that clown, they're the ones who are getting scammed, and you want them to get away with it. So who's really harming the community here? Fuck out of here with that bullshit. That was actually hilarious. I'm sorry, but if you want to troll me, I'm gonna have to make you look stupid, bro, because this is a dumb comment. I'm sorry, brother.
You good? You good, bro? That's hey man.
I don't know where the hell that came from. That was just a dumb thing. I just saw it. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, hold on, let me get to the super chat real quick. CD, you're the one that timed her out. CD says I timed her out because all she does is try to find black men who she thinks will speak against other black men. She was in the chat making it about her as always. Now her followers are in here trolling. Listen, if some of the pill poppers on his side are gonna troll, because I see him here trolling. They're trolling all over the place. Let her side troll, but I'm not on, shaming black men or anything like that. Those people that watch the channel, I'm for black folks. So you can't even pin me to that category. Y'all know when it push comes to shove, I would disagree with anything that goes against black people or black men or even black women. I'm not for men. I'm not for team women. I'm for black people. So again, I'm just so pink pill, just so we're clear, I'm not on that vibe. If y'all are on that vibe, I'm for making sure people are neutral. But yeah, let's just keep it respectful in the chat, 100%. But she's actually a content creator too, so let's just give her that respect too. I mean, it's okay if you other people, if you want to time them out, they're being too crazy. But let's give them the grace of a content creator, because content creator is not easy. Including let's be respectful to the gentleman on stage too as well. All right, we got to be respectful in the chat too. I know some of y'all want to keep that. Let's be respectful to him, right? He's here. He's telling us what he thinks and what's going on. So while he's here, let's respect the platform, and by respecting him being on here, because that's what we're all about at the end of the day. We roast people, but if we kind of get answers, let's be respectful. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
No, you good. You good. So the answer he gave so I noticed that the company thing is one of the things I just heard you really want to know the company thing.
Yeah.
Right. We did ask him if he could, in the interview, if he could reveal the name of the company. We asked him on 3 different occasions in the interview. The answer he gave us was the reason he told MTR that he was not worried about the backlash he was going to receive is because while he's in negotiation with this company, they are on a contractual obligation. If he speaks with the company's name and the company feels like it's any form of slander or dishonesty, then he is liable. The company can sue him for a minimum of 1 million. Minimum. So that's why he said it 3 times. He broke it down to us, explained it to us on the video. That is why he's saying, give him time, because once he gets the severance thing, that contractual obligation is done. And that's the answer he gave us. Now, if you believe that, like I told everybody else, if you guys want to break that down, by all means, go break it down. The information.
Put the invitation out there. Again, I don't know how to reach this guy. Like, if he has an Instagram, maybe I could try to find him.
His Instagram is
like
public.
again, I know he's watching, so it's not one of those things. Like, it's like, bro, you're probably out here. Let's just be real, bro. It's not one because he was just on your show. You're here, so clearly he knows what's up. So it's like, bro, if you want, I know you're here. Just click the link.
Well, he might not be here because you got to remember we recorded.
He might not be ready.
That video was recorded at 12 a.m. So you
leave some acknowledgement in the Discord or the chat. Let me know what's up. I just know that the invitation is already out there. So even your supporters want to see this conversation. So if you're ready and you got the answers, hop on and we can dig it. The link's pinned for you, bro. So if you're watching right now, hop on whenever. If not, it is what it is. Hit me up offline. You can go do what you got to do. But so I just think it's one of those things where the questions that need to be answered. I personally don't think he'd be able to answer them, but I'm being willing to be proven wrong. Prove me wrong.
Right. Yeah. So the next thing, since we're just going by the claims. So that's why he's not giving the job thing. And that's why I said in my video, I'm not going to drop it, because if he gets sued for $1 million, I don't got $1 million in my family's generation. I can't help him pay that. I'm not going to be responsible for that. The next claim for the GoFundMe, we also addressed him. We asked him about the GoFundMe. In the video, there's a part where me and my wife bring up a conversation that we said was on the interview, the first one. This part is why I put the disclaimer on there. This part is on me. This is not on Aaron. Aaron actually did the interview we did. There was a segment we had for him where he was supposed to basically tell everybody what he has going on. And this segment was about 20 minutes in the first recording. My OBS, I used to use Streamlabs OBS. My OBS had an issue where about 15 to 10 minutes into the recording, when he was talking, the screen recording went pure green and my audio sounded like it was basically going through a wood chipper. So I think it had something to do with my PC. We had to stop that part and redo that whole segment over. In that 10-minute recording, initially, the reason why me and my wife were like, oh, wait, but you said this about your birthday, is because technically in that 10-minute recording, he did say this. But unfortunately for him, on our part, he can't use it as evidence because that's why I said I had to apologize to him. I'm like, hey, listen. No, listen, hear me out. Listen, I'm new to OBS stuff, right? I did streaming with Streamlabs OBS, right?
Okay.
I didn't know that regular OBS was better than Streamlabs OBS, right?
Okay,
for recording. That's why I said it in the video, because I was like, bro, I'm about to get cooked because he couldn't use this as evidence, but technically this is my fault. Because when that part of that video crashed, we lost 10 minutes of him talking about his birthday plans. And keep in mind, I had to stress this. In that part, he had already told us how much money he was going to spend, where his money came from, and this was before the GoFundMe even existed. I know, I hold him. I hold him.
For actions. His actions, he's acting like he probably don't have the money he claims he has. That's the actions I get.
Yeah. So I hold him.
That's how I judge a man. I'm not judging on what he says.
Right.
I'm judging what he says or does and behaves. And
this is
why
why
on your show and all these other shows, it seems like he really needs that money.
Yeah, and this is why this is why also I'm like, dang, I kind of gotta stay neutral, because people are going, well, you spent the GoFundMe money on your birthday, and they're making that claim. I know for a fact he was all that birthday money was before the GoFundMe even existed. And I got happy. I'm like, oh, I can prove this. And
right, but do you think that's smart though, financially, to be asking people for GoFundMe, like a money, knowing fully well your job prospects are done? Right?
He
Or at
only
least
made
for
the.
him.
He
Does that
only
make
made
financial sense to be seen blowing money? Or like, okay, let me say, like, what would you do if you were in his shoes? Like, kind of like you asked me earlier, right? If you were in his shoes and you went on this viral show and now you lost your job because of it, supposedly, right? When you lose your job, is the first thing to do to conserve or to go out there and spend like you still got it? What would you do?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I've never had 100K. So of course, if I lost my job, my first thing is to save. But you guys got to also remember, our interview was recorded before he lost his job.
Right. So it kind of makes sense that if you if the first genuine thought process, if you lost your main source of income because of this internet shit, your main thing would be to conserve. Not saying you can't have a birthday party, even if you plan this beforehand, but maybe scale back and not be seen.
No, I agree because
right?
as a Christian man, I would never go to a club and waste that much money. Yeah. So of course we told him to his face.
Oh God. So I'm assuming he's a Christian.
But then he also did prove a point. He also did say like at the end of the day, he's not perfect. He's doing his thing. But I felt horrible for this because that first interview was days before. It was like a day or two before he lost his job. So this was before he lost his job, and he had told us his birthday plans in that segment. And because we lost that 10-minute thing, I felt horrible for him because I told him, I said, yo, you're gonna be pissed because we had the proof that you had planned your birthday before the GoFundMe. But because we were using Streamlabs OBS, we kind of screwed you over. Because now people are gonna say like that, where's the proof? Where's the proof? And it's like, bro, all I can show y'all is a green screen and chip noises in the background. I can't even show y'all because you can't see anything.
I'm just saying it looks kind of funny though.
Yeah, it does. It does. And I know
so much just to give us a company name, and you got all this other shenanigans. You got the green screen and this happening, and people are like, okay, we weren't born yesterday. You see what I'm saying? They start looking at things, and even if, let's say, you're telling the truth, and I'm not saying I don't believe you or anything like that. Let's just say you are telling the truth, optic wise, it just doesn't.
And you know
look
what?
good,
you can, and if people don't believe me, you guys can. My wife will come in here and she'll tell you because I had to switch.
Bring her in here if she doesn't
want.
Oh
no. I'm just saying if people really need to, like, if people don't want to just take my word for it. This is why now, if you guys look at our recording, we're using regular OBS now. You can see it on our interview. We switched over to regular OBS because Streamlabs OBS, that happened. And so I apologized to him. I put it in the video as well, my apology, explaining it. Basically, he did have proof of this. That's on us. We messed up that.
But then why didn't he just do? Why couldn't he just do that on your most recent one you did hours ago?
Oh, the birthday thing? He did.
Okay.
Yeah, he brung it up on this one. He brung it up. It's just, of course, I told people I wanted to bring proof to everybody so people can see it. So you can imagine my scenario when I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, we got proof of this, and I go back and I'm like, bro, this 10 minutes worth of footage was the footage that we scrapped. Of course, I'm looking at him like, dang, like, my bad, bro. I know I just told you I had this ready for you, but I just kind of screwed you over. And so I had to apologize to him because, like, I'm like, dang, bro, like, that's on me. That's not even on him now. That's actually on me. And I'll take the L for that. People could call me a liar, whatever. I can't tell you guys something that I don't want to lie to you guys because I gained nothing from lying to you guys about that. I messed up on that 10 minutes of footage.
I don't think that's what it is. I just think that throughout this entire saga, a lot of the main questions that a lot of people want answered, I mean, it still hasn't been answered, right? That's why even at this point, even just interviewing you, I've still just directed to even talk to him, and I'm offering the invitation. Guys, the link is only pinned for Aaron Sloan. So if Aaron Sloan, the link is pinned for you. All right, that I'm inviting you to have a conversation. But other than that, like, if I have to get it from his mouth, it's like, okay, what's the point? Like, I mean, because the questions that need to be answered have not been answered. We need to know the company name. That's it. At the end of the day, or just scrap the GoFundMe now and give these people back their money. Give us something as simple, because, like, again, having this take literally days to just produce one thing, and we have all these different things being tossed in the mix, it starts to look sketchy, especially if we don't have one answer to the question, at least just the name, just the company name. We don't even have to go into the reason why you got fired, whether it's racial issues or 3 women calling to your job to getting you fired, right? We just want to know the company name and why, if it's valid for you to raise money on GoFundMe using that excuse. Just saying. But like, even talking
and so,
to you or looking at streams or other scenarios he's been in, if anything, he's only just exposed himself, but the real answers that we want hasn't been answered yet. That's my observation of everything.
And so, so to the people who are going like, oh, this guy's capping, look, I can't make y'all believe that. I can't make y'all believe that. But I've already apologized to the man. I've already apologized to him on it. I don't owe you guys an apology. If anything, you guys got to look at it from his perspective. If somebody had evidence that could have cleared you up for something, and then they come up to you and say, hey, gang, I know we recorded this, but I don't have it no more, then, of course, look at how he's going to look at me. And that's why I told him, like, that's my mess up. You
shouldn't be worried about how he looks at you. You should be worried
about
No,
I'm just telling people from the perspective, they're saying, like, oh, why are you apologizing to a scammer? It's like, bro, I hold him. I technically hold him. He had evidence, and I effed it up because I was using the wrong. I hold him.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. Well, do you have any other questions for me? Or was there anything you felt I went wrong in my observation here?
No,
you let me know.
I would say this. I would say this, right? We did address when we first found your stream. There was a segment we had joined on yours. You were roasting him about his plumber uniform, and you were basically saying plumbers don't wear this. This is not a plumber uniform.
Yeah, it's the hard hat. Yeah, he looked.
Yeah, it's the hard hat. So I'm gonna tell you now in the video, he debunked you with that because he looked up a specific. Yeah, he was able to prove that was actually a legit plumber's uniform.
What was it called again? What was it called again? Something plumbing.
Yeah, it's called commercial. What is it?
Construction, right? Construction plumbing or what?
Yeah, it was something along the lines of new construction plumber. That's what my wife just told me right now. It's new construction plumbing.
All right. Let me share this real quick, chat. Hold up. Let me pull this up. All right. So I just type in new construction plumber's uniform. I mean, there's a guy in a hard hat here. Okay, I see these hard hats, but they're not wearing these traffic.
You gotta keep going down. There's in our video, we had a whole bunch of pictures of it.
But it just says more women working in construction. So we don't even know if they're plumbers, right?
No, they're plumbers. Yep. You can go through all those pictures below. All those pictures below.
All right, so he's got a hard hat and a tool belt, no reflective gear. Okay, I see it right here. Okay, I see this little uniform right here. It's got electrical and plumbing, HVAC, and I'm guessing these guys are plumbers. Okay, all right, you got me there. Hey, listen,
I'm just giving you the heads up. It was addressed. That's what I'm saying. I'm just giving you the heads up.
I'm trying. Yo, Aaron, hey, Ron. Hey, Aaron, listen. I listen. I guess the outfit matches. Now let's talk about it. Hop on here. Let's talk about it, bro. Hop on.
Like I said, he did say.
I'll give him this. I'll give him this. But I mean, that's not the hill I'm going with. The hill I'm going with is what's the company's name? That's all I care about. So yeah, I get it. You can get me on the construction. Sure, I got it. You got me.
Yeah. You asked, do I have anything? Honestly, I was enjoying your show before I got on here, and I'm still enjoying it now. So it's no bad blood. I feel like a lot of people are gonna misconceptionize like they're gonna think it's as aggression.
Real quick. Just on that note, because I'm saying I'm wrong, but can he prove me right with saying that uniform is a uniform from his business or his company, right? Because
the one he was wearing in the picture.
Yeah. Can we prove it? Like that the truck back there, was it not a U-Haul or was it a company truck? Like that's something I want to know. Like just say, hey, I admit I'm wrong. If you can show me that uniform.
I mean, I said, if you need me to, I'll link you to his thing where you can
send me the give me the best way so everybody know I'm asking for it right now.
Yeah. I'll send it to you.
And I'm gonna send him my info.
Here, I'll send it to you right now. That way you can start, because at the end of the day, it seems like you're being genuine and you just really want to know. So it's like at the end of the day, here, I'll give you the way to access him and all that. That way you can hopefully get an interview, because a lot of people don't understand. I think a lot of people are going to interpret your like passion or your tenacity to get the answer, and they're going to think it's like you're like trying to like manipulate or bully your way into information.
People say it's hating, but that's how the same attitude I have with every content creator I criticize. I get the hating criticism all the time. It doesn't bother me, because the people who call me haters are the same one that fall for scams. So I laugh when I see that. I don't care about what people think of how my attitude is, because genuinely I do want to know. You just sitting here talking to me one-on-one, you know that's what I want. I don't care about anything else. So that's genuinely what I want. But like,
and honestly, I don't even think it's that, because honestly, if I would have felt like you would like doing too much, I would just be like, hey bro, I'm out. Because at the end of the day, I could click the leave studio button anytime. But at the end of the day, also
you can left at any point in time. No, I'm just telling you how other people who are in echo chambers, they interpret my passion for just asking questions and getting the truth, because they think like the last guy that went up there, who I'm sure is a fan of Aaron, is saying, "Oh, I'm just asking these questions to bury a brother." It's like, how am I trying to bury him? That's not like some of the people who are supporting him right now, I guarantee you, are black. So who's hurting who here? What are you talking about? So it's just that type shit, because there are always going to be people who are going to see the way I'm asking questions that are specific, just to make sure people are getting the right information. They're going to see it as hating. They're going to see it as negative, or crabs in a bucket, or black on black bullshit, right? And I'm glad that you actually see it's not that. It's just me.
It's because at the end of the day, it's because, like I said, when you were asking me earlier, like, how do you feel about it? How you feel about it? Because I'm trying to take a solid stance that I'm going to wait for all the evidence and I'm going to be neutral. That's just where I'm at. But I would be a liar if I said I don't understand the perspective that you're saying. I would be a liar, right? And I'm not. So it's just one of those things where, because of the situation I'm in and because of what I have to eventually do with the later on interview, being neutral is the best thing I can do right now. Because, for instance, if I would have came on here and I would have did this whole parade like, Aaron's right, he's right, you guys are wrong, I have proof, here's this, he never did this, right? And I did this, and then we do the interview with the ex. Would people go into that interview feeling like I was being fair and unbiased? Or would they go into that interview knowing I'm a crazy Aaron fanatic and this girl's walking into a setup? You get what I'm saying?
It's hard to tell, because even when you were trying to, or in your words, trying to be neutral, even people accuse you of being on his side. So I mean, even I've been getting accused
of being on his side since I did the first interview.
Right. It's just because the questions that needed to be asked, even to be fair, the ones you don't know the answer to weren't asked, and that's the reason why we don't know the answer to it. So that's why you have to be fair too when other people are saying this. From their perspective, this is what they see, right? Me speaking to you now, I understand you guys' position. You saying you're not used to interviewing, it's your first time. I understand that. It was MTR's first time doing a live stream too when he made that mishap. So I get it, right? But my thing is, you can't help the way other people are seeing the scenario as a whole, though, right?
And that's why, rather, like I said before in this interview, I could be a hothead and be like, man, this dude, he doesn't want, he's just trying to box me in. But like I told you, if you got advice for me for when I do this next interview and you think that I should play it this way, I'm all ears. Just like I've been listening to all the people.
Like literally was asking you that you didn't know the answer to, just ask that in your next interview. And you'll be fine.
You know what? I'll make a guarantee here right now. If this interview does happen, the questions that you told me to ask, I will bring them up. Just like I will bring up all the other questions. Because at the end of the day, I've been telling everybody who watches my content knows that we are just genuinely just trying to get to the solution of this. And my audience also knows. Yeah.
Make sure you let them know it's not something that you're trying to target him for. It's what, like, at this point, the whole internet culture wants to know. This is what they're feeling right now. Let them know. This is what the internet culture is feeling. They want to know the answer to these questions. They don't want to know anything else outside of this. As long as you can get him to understand that, hopefully he could be honest about the answers, right?
Why? One guy said, why he bring up doing an interview with her? She's not planning on doing it with Kai's platform. You guys don't know what I've talked to that lady about, and that's why I say in my video. That's what I said. That's why it's so dangerous when you internet people. Y'all are dangerous because you don't know what I've talked to that lady about. That's the thing. Y'all say stuff that y'all feel is right and y'all correct. You don't know the conversation I've had with the lady. I spoke to her multiple times. So to sit there and be like, she didn't even agree or whatever, you don't know that. I wouldn't be talking about it if it wasn't something that was in the works. Why would I bring up something that's not going to happen?
I get it. Again, I if it happens, hopefully that interview happens. I personally, I think, I don't know what that comment meant. I don't know what comment it was. It's moving, but what I think though is that what people are probably feeling about that comment is, well, there's really not much that having her come on to debate him for would do that he can't actually just release himself. You know what I'm saying? So to them, they're just seeing that him requiring his ex to do the debate, or at least him willing to do that to release more info, it just doesn't make any sense, because he could have easily just done it with you guys twice over if he wanted to, but he didn't do that. So, you know, you got to understand how they're feeling. It's the internet, right? This is how it is. You can't get bogged down in how a lot of people are coming at you. I'm getting, people are telling me I'm taking L's right now. I don't care.
No, it's all good. It's all good though. It's one of the things you guys got to also think about this way. What would be the fastest resolution to you guys, right, in this situation? Do you feel like it would be a faster resolution to have him interview solo than her interview solo, or both of them at the same time?
It's easy. It's super easy. Company name. That's it.
And concerning him and his ex?
No. The company name getting fired.
Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna leave that. No, the company name thing. The company name thing. I gave you his link.
Honestly, I don't think he's I don't think people care.
You gotta try. Listen. You gotta at least try. I gave you the direct link to how I was getting in contact with him. It's in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna reach out. That's all you can do. Like, no, I'm telling you what, because you were referring to the comment in the chat. I'm just saying, like, I think the reason why they're saying that is because all this ex interview and whatnot, it just seems irrelevant. We just need the only relevant thing we need is a company name, and that's it. Like that could make or break him. And the fact that it's just taking this long to get it, it starts to raise questions. I mean, it is what it is. And hopefully, if you guys do get that interview, I think that should be like the first question to be asked. Like,
yeah, no, 100%. That's valid. That's valid. I'll bring it. Like I said, I asked him about it on the interview multiple times. I'll ask him again, just so if there's proof I did ask him, so people can't say I didn't ask him. I did ask him. But I'm praying you get the interview. If you get the interview, I'm praying he said he would do interviews with people, so I'm praying he's gonna stand on that 10 toes. And I hope you get the interview. That's all I can really do. But other than that, it's not like I can do much else.
I hope you get that interview if the ex-girlfriend is able to do it, because I think, listen, although I don't think it's necessary. I mean, it is good content and it'll probably be entertaining somewhere. So we'll definitely be reacting to it. So hopefully it happens and we get more context than he's giving everybody else, and hopefully it can help his case and not make this whole situation devolve into a discount Jerry Springer show. I hope not, but if it does, then I mean, at least at the end of the day, it's good content. We'll all react to it and laugh, and then hopefully we can move on with our fucking life.
Because honestly, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. This whole situation, I feel like, how long has this been on the internet now? It's been like a whole 2 weeks with this situation. A person in my audience even said it herself. She said, like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. This whole situation has been going on too long. I'm ready for it to be over. And I had to agree. I'm like, bro, I'm ready for this to be over in general. Because I want to go back to doing reactions like I want to, but until
that's why, honestly, I don't think it's worth it doing. Like, I don't think it's worth it doing the interview with the girl. Like, I think, you know, if he's already down to do it and you get the okay from her, do it. But I think it'd be better to just do an interview with him and just say, "Hey, bro, level with me. What's the name of the company?"
You know what?
I don't think.
Go ahead and here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say.
I think it really matters at this point. Because we know she's telling the truth. So we just want to know what company got you fired so your funds on GoFundMe can be released to you. It's that simple.
So here's what I'll do, right? You still reach out to him. Like I sent you the link. Yep. And I will consider I'll talk to him about it, and I'll talk to him about it. Hey, do you want to just do the solo one, or do you want to do the one, like, you know, this is what people think you should do. Here's what I suggest you do. I'll put it out there. Now, if he shuts it down, just know I tried. That's all I can do. That's all I'm saying. You gonna reach out to him? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I sent you the link to it. You can reach out to him. So, and can you confirm with your audience I did in fact send you the link? Like, I'm
gonna flip the screen over so y'all can see.
Yeah, I sent it to him. So nobody.
I didn't do it.
I sent it to him. I'm not even lying. So it is what it is.
But yeah, while I'm getting this going, do you have anything else to say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I like how you're doing your thing. Don't let the people, try to like stop you from being you, bro. You're good, man. At the end of the day, I don't feel like you were too much. I don't feel like you were offensive. I don't feel like you were pressuring me to do anything. Honestly, I felt relaxed this whole conversation. I felt like you were being a solid host. I feel it just genuinely feels like you just want the answers. And it's unfortunate. Every answer that I have for you is just what I put in the video. I can't make more answers. So I hope you get to it. I hope your audience gets what they want out of it. Again, I'm sorry that I can't be, the thing that y'all want it to be. I can only give you what I have. Like everybody wants to think I'm hiding stuff. I'm giving y'all what I have. I literally put it on my video. I put it in my comments. I've said it to multiple comments. If I learn anything, I told everybody on that video, if I learn anything new, I'm putting it. And as you guys can see on the pinned comment where you found the links, like, was it not there that I was constantly putting updates on there when you went to go find that link? So
Yeah.
I'm doing everything I'm saying I'm doing. If there's information I find out, I'm telling y'all. Just like how he asked to get the interview, I sent him the contact. I'm being serious. At the end of the day, I want to know the truth too. Y'all act like I just don't want to know if he really did it or not. I want to know too.
I feel you. And shout out to you. And that's the thing. Like, I'm harsh. I'm still asking you questions, but yeah, you still felt comfortable. So I hope you guys can understand. If Aaron, if you're watching, I just sent the invitation. I'm gonna have a conversation with you. Yeah, my question is gonna be tough, but I'm not gonna be like clowning you or anything like that live or anything like that. That's not my goal. I just want to ask the main questions and whatnot. So again, your fan base say I didn't reach out to him or nothing, bro. I'm gonna show you guys right here. Hold up, let me show you this screenshot real quick. Let me zoom out right here so you can see the full thing. So y'all can't say I didn't look at that. So that's me right here. Hey, it's still from Don. Just going over some info regarding your recent viral experience. Oh, typo. There were some questions that are still unanswered, and I would like to connect with you to further provide clarity. Reach out when you can. Respectfully, Duke. So you can't say
people. I sent him the contact.
You can't say I didn't contact them. Y'all can't say I can't. Oh, my bad. Hold up. Let me get you back up here. You can't say I didn't reach out. It's there.
Y'all can't say I didn't give him the information. That is the exact same way I'm contacting him. Like I said, so y'all can't say I'm hiding him. I sent it to him.
There you go, right in front of the guy that interviewed him, right in front of his fan base that are in the chat right now. Some of y'all that support Mr. Aaron over here, y'all are there. Y'all see me. I did it live. So the ball's just in his court. If he doesn't want to reach out, it's exactly as I expected because the questions are going to be too hard, and he's not going to likely have the answer to those questions. And you can't put that on anybody else but him. So yeah, shout out to you for being here, man. Thank you for being here. And I mean, you didn't have to be, but you were. That means a lot. Shout out to you. All right. Let's get a dub in the chat for a Kite. And W for his wife as well. Appreciate y'all being here, and thank you for shedding the light that you could share with the information that you were allowed.
No problem. Hey man, y'all have a good stream, man. Y'all be
safe. Of course. Take it easy. All right, guys. Well, let me go over the super chat just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Todd French 600. Shout out to you for the 2 cents. Give him time to figure out how to get GoFund. Yeah, listen, it's just simple questions. What's the name of the company? That's it. That's all I want to know. I don't care about, listen, chat, I don't want to get into anything else. I don't care about the drama with the ex. Even I think that's kind of weird. I just want to know what company fired you. All right. And now that he's bringing up that this might be because of racial disparagement or whatever he was claiming on there. So, okay, was it the 5 women that called you, the 3 women that called your job, or was it due to this racial disparity you were facing at work that got you, that was the reason behind your termination? I have so many questions. I don't care about, what his ex has going on or whatever she wants to do. She can do what she wants to do. I want to know what was the reason that led to you doing the GoFundMe, and is that company real? But ultimately, Accountability Queen is going to have, or is it Queen of Accountability? Queen of Accountability is going to have her stream on this tomorrow. So I'm going to be watching to see what other evidence she has out there, because so far what she has out there, it's more than what I've seen from Aaron himself. So again, we just don't know. But shout out to you. Joseph with the $5 super chat. Shout out to Joseph DeJean. He says, in an at-will state, uncle, a Harvard graduate lawyer, is in this situation. Oh, your uncle. He absolutely might have a case and he can't say the name. It's too early. You can't say the name of the company. It's too early to say the name of the company. That sounds like bullshit to me. But listen, maybe you're right. Maybe it's he has a case here at an at-will state. I'm just saying, if it comes out that if he has a case, what the company's going to do is they're going to research this bullshit online, right? If this bullshit online was the reason he got fired, what the company is going to find is that this guy goes on a stream admitting that he used company resources for private use to stalk his ex-girlfriend. So it just blows up his case, even if he had a case. So he's spending unnecessary resources on a lawyer, in my book, on all these other things when he could just literally just come out, give us the name of the company, build his social media career from there, and he'll be fine. But he's stalling, and it's making him look bad. You can't blame anybody else but him. Right? It's so simple. Even a caveman can do it. I don't know why he can't figure it out. Shout out to Joseph again with the 5. Joseph says, naming that company will be the dumbest thing ever. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. You can still name the name. It says, not only does he risk getting sued, any NDA, can he? Okay, first of all, he never mentioned anything about NDA. He's saying that he can't talk about it because he's negotiating a severance package. He hasn't even, or he doesn't even have a lawyer yet. Okay, so we don't. This whole thing with the NDA. This right here is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Right? It says conversations that could happen in a future jobs in his life. He has $100,000. Future jobs in his life. What are we talking about here? Future job, him going on this streak right here to what do you call it, sue or whatever for severance package, and he's getting a lawyer involved. You don't think that's also in itself going to affect his future job? If that doesn't affect his future job, this internet bullshit sure as hell will. He's already fucked either way, future job wise. That was the whole point of the $100,000, right? So again, none of this makes any sense unless he was lying then or he's lying now, which is because y'all got to own up to that too. We can't just sit here and put all these other excuses and challenges up here and saying, well, he has this to deal with. Okay, fine. But he could have easily dealt with that from the get-go. He's delaying right now. Why? All of this could be resolved. All of this, if he just shows us a name and proof he got fired. MTR will go back to being on his side. He'll have a bunch of simps with an army of funds ready to go. My dude can even raise more than $100,000 he's got in his bank account. Easy. He got $14,000 in a week. He can easily do $100,000 in a couple months. He's holding himself hostage. Just put out the name, put out more evidence. But the fact that you're going this long not doing that, it just proves that you don't have the evidence. It's not on this side. Because I know if I was in issues, I would have done that. Without even giving off too much information, I would have done that. Matter of fact, we were in the similar shoes. And there were lots of information we give out without actually jeopardizing cases, right? So I'm just saying, speaking for someone, and maybe the shit we were in has to do with defamation, right? But maybe his situation is severance pay. I don't know. But I'm saying you can name the people involved. You're not going to get hurt by doing that. And it's only going to help his case. Just saying. Shout out to y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all for sticking through this long-ass stream. It has been, I hope we got some level of answers, even though there was nothing that we really got from this whole scenario. I got to talk to him. I reached out, so we'll see if he responds back. I don't think he would. I'm going to ask too many tough questions, and I don't think he'll probably just get himself way too exposed. It's not a good idea, right? So he probably won't do it. Or if he's, if he's bold enough and he thinks that he really has nothing to hide, then hop up here and let's talk about it, because those questions could literally do nothing else but to help you. It's to help you, okay? You got funds being tied up, and you could potentially make more if you just tell us who fired you wrongfully. That's all I got for you guys today, chat. Let me know what you think. What do you think about this whole scenario, right? What do you think about the interviewer that interviewed him? Do you think he got some straight answers here? Do you think he was onto something, or do you think no, he was also in the wrong, just like Aaron and MTR, right? Matter of fact, some of you might even say, "Yo, Duke." Matter of fact, I'm noticing similarities between the interviewer's answer and MTR's answers, because they both were saying that they were new to this. And to be fair, that's their reasoning for it. Why they didn't ask the right questions, or why certain things weren't working right, is because they were new to streaming. So what do you guys think about that answer? I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I just think I need to know what company fired this nigga so we can move on. Otherwise, he's lying. He's lying, and all this shit is just a show. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you being here. Aaron, you know what to do. Hey, Ron, go ahead and hit that link, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
But ass.
Peace.